All right. Good afternoon. I'm Dom.
I am Jamie.
And welcome back to the cutting room floor. This is going to be a slightly sad episode because we're doing this film in honor of our boy Donald Sutherland passing. Rest in peace. He was old, though. He lived a good life. I don't think he had any complaints. I'm sure he went out quietly.
I think he was, 88?
Yeah, that's old.
So
that's old as fuck.
Yeah, I mean, you can't say too soon unless you're related to him.
Yeah, Kiefer's
because no one's ever prepared for their parent,
they're never
grandparents, or anything. So, but yeah, he's had a great career, a lot of longevity, especially after this film.
And he did a lot of diverse shit, man.
Yeah,
he did a lot of stuff. Like
Julie Christie.
It's killing me, bro. I can't believe he banged her in her prime too. She was so fine back then. It's crazy. Look, Donald, you're the man for that. And and when you watch him in the film we're going to talk about, you're like, I can see him pulling mad chicks.
Yeah, because of his...
he got that charisma in that film,
the charisma.
Crazy,
and the kind of like swagger.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. He got a lot of character to him. But yeah, he played some interesting roles like Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Oh God, that's right. He was the guy who trained her.
He was, bro.
Yeah.
What's that chick's name? Christy Swanson.
Yeah, the one with Christy Swanson.
She was nice back in the day too, bro.
Yeah, Luke Perry was in it.
Oh, he was.
Paul Rubens, Rutger Hauer.
Quick splash of Ben Affleck.
Oh, wow.
David Arquette.
Oh, it's been a long time since I've seen
Hilary Swank.
Wow.
That's there's some young, soon-to-be real big stars in that movie. Like, it's crazy. The lead ended up probably having the shittiest career out of all
and that's terrible
in that movie.
Christy Swanson, as the girl in Ferris Bueller who's like, my cousin's brother's boyfriend's neighbor's dog said that Ferris, whatever. Like, I think that was the first thing she ever did.
It definitely probably was.
But, with Buffy and even...
she did Higher Learning. Did you ever see that?
I never did.
Oh, it's pretty good. You should watch it.
Yeah, but The Phantom with Billy Zane.
Oh, yeah. Billy
Zane,
the guy. He's the guy right now.
But Catherine Zeta-Jones was in that also.
Wow. Yeah. That's another one, bro.
Yeah,
still looking good.
The Phantom might be an underrated film.
The Phantom was good. I liked it.
Yeah, because it came out, during
what was that, 98?
96.
96.
It was like the 90s superhero boom, but they kept doing period pieces because The Phantom, The Shadow, The Rocketeer, and Dick Tracy all took place in the 30s.
Yeah.
And who, after Tim Burton's Batman, wanted to see the 30s?
Yeah.
Other than Art Deco style, but not taking place then.
Yeah, because the 30s is like you said, after you see a modern interpretation of Batman, you're like, I want to see no old shit.
Yeah,
I don't want the Batmobile to be like a fucking old car, somebody hanging off the side with a Tommy gun.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Alfred.
Yeah,
hanging off the side. Yeah, and so I think they, even though they were great, even Alec Baldwin as the Shadow was great. Billy Campbell as the Rocketeer, they were.
That movie got panned though, man.
The Rocketeer?
No,
Shadow?
The Phantom.
Oh, yeah, and that's terrible because Billy Zane was amazing.
He was.
Because it sounds terrible because it's not Pride Month, but he had a great physique.
He did.
He did. He had a great superhero physique. He could have been an amazing Batman.
He would have been a great
Since
Batman.
they kept recasting Batman all the time.
Dude, he would have been a great Batman.
Yeah.
Great Bruce Wayne.
Yes.
He would have been a really good Bruce. He would have been,
because think about him in Titanic. He was the rich asshole, and that's what Bruce Wayne's supposed to be.
He's a dude. He can play anything, and then you watch him Tombstone. He's a sweet, sensitive.
Dude, he's like a Lord Byron type.
Yeah, poetic and charming. And sweet. You can do it all, man. But shit, we ain't talking about no Billies.
No, I'm sorry.
We're talking about none of that crazy shit.
Yeah, we're talking about Donald Sutherland.
Donnie Sud.
Yes.
MASH,
1970.
1970, well before your birth.
Yeah.
Oh, for my mom's birth.
Dude, this is my favorite film of all time.
All time?
If I had to pick one, this is honestly my favorite film.
I know this was one. We already knew we were going to eventually do this. This just Donald Dime pushed it up.
Yeah.
So, and I already knew you loved this film.
This is my Boogie Nights.
This is your Boogie Nights.
Yeah.
So, I think this film, fuck it. I always say what I think at the beginning.
Yeah.
This film is Absolutely incredible. It's hilarious. It's got some shit in it.
It does.
It ages well and poorly at the same time, which is really weird. Because when you watch it now, I don't care how offended you get, you're still gonna laugh, and you're still gonna have a good time with it.
I think Altman wanted it that way,
and I mean that's what
because of the subject matter.
He knew that was absolutely his point. And I still haven't watched Tanner 88 yet, but I'm assuming it has that same kind of satirical asshole undertone to it.
And I think after rewatching MASH and watching like documentaries where the stars and Robert Altman talked about it, and watching the film with his commentary, because that's on the DVD that I have. Mm-hmm. Like, I can see how Tanner 88 was put together, because it's sort of MASH, even though they had the script and whatever, everyone in there apparently like improv most of their lines.
It seems like, and not in a bad way. Just the chemistry felt so natural.
Yes.
It's like,
and I think Tanner 88 is the same way when you see it. It's a lot of like on the fly, natural kind of improv, and it seems like it's a documentary more so than a TV show following a presidential candidate.
Yeah. So MASH, 1970, directed by one of my personal favorites, Bobby Altman. Dude's had an insane career. Rest in peace.
But this is his second film.
Yeah, which is crazy. This is definitely. This feels like a fifth or sixth film from someone like this. This film's too smart and slick for it to feel like a second feature from somebody. And how old was he when he did this? Probably like 30-something?
No, he was like 44 or 45.
Oh, damn, he was old in the game. Well, that's probably why I had such maturity then.
Yeah, like Richard
Donner. I didn't realize
he
started so late.
He did like TV first and then transition.
Okay.
Yeah, he was like 45, I think, when he came out.
It's kind of like Mikhail Haneke from, I think he's from Germany. He like didn't direct his first movie until I think he was like 47 or 8.
Really?
Yeah, but he came out, having all that life experience and stuff. It felt like a fifth or sixth film, from someone.
Let me see. Yeah, he was born in 25.
God damn, he was old.
So he was like 44 when they filmed it, but like 45 when it came out.
And he was progressive for a guy born in 1925.
Yeah, dude, this film, there's so much to it, even just how it begins. He said, when it shows Hawkeye walking out of the latrine and going towards the Jeep and stuff with all of his things, the studio forced him to put in the thing about Korea, because he took out every reference to Korea because he wanted the audience to associate it more with Vietnam.
That's what I still associated it more with Vietnam. I was like, this feels like a Vietnam movie, even though
it's an anti-war film.
I was like, it's just an anti-war film at the end of the day.
And it almost got an X rating.
Because of the medical?
Yeah, because of the surgical scenes.
God, bro. 1970 and it's 2024, and that's still like one of my least favorite like films for like gross medical shit. Like, when I first saw it, I was like, ugh. And they're so like casual about it.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, that makes it even worse for me, because I want y'all to react how I'm reacting.
But that's really how like nurses and doctors and people in healthcare are, because
you do shit every day.
Yeah, and you have like the darkest sense of humor. I think that's why I love this film, because the humor is so dark, but that's how you deal with like grave situations.
Yeah, bro.
Like and that's probably why my sense of humor is terrible.
Yeah,
after all these years.
But that's probably why we get along, because mine is not much better.
Oh yeah.
So my mom had a friend back in the day. He worked at a funeral home.
Oh my god!
And when he would do autopsies, he's like, always had a craving for rib tips. And I'm like,
wow,
fucking disgusting, bro. He's like, I don't know why. I'm like, you're a freak. I was like,
that's crazy.
Oh yeah, but
it's weird, because I guess you can like put it out of your head, because I mean that's what my job. I'm a nursing assistant, so you do some terrible things.
Gross shit too.
Yeah, but you don't think about it because that's your job. It's sort of like in Boogie Nights, like
this fucking is normal. This ain't no.
Yeah, this isn't necessarily like sex or making love because it's the job.
This is the job.
Yeah. And that's what I think healthcare is. Like, as dirty and terrible as some of the things you have to do is, you compartmentalize.
Yeah. You're like, look, it's the job. It's got to be done. And
yeah,
there's a reason only a select few people can do it.
Yeah, that's
I
true.
ain't one of them. You know, I'm like the schooling. I'm like the schooling's a bitch, but I could do that. I'm like, it's the actual gig that I wouldn't be able to do.
It's kind of cool though. Like in a nursing home setting, it's different than a hospital, but you get to know people and just kind of take care of them. It's kind of like being a parent to like 12 people every day.
Yeah, I was like a lot of motherfuckers.
Yeah. It's just they're not babies.
They're not babies. So let's get some stats up for
yes,
folks.
Please, sir.
Rotten Tomatoes, 84%.
Is that it?
That is it. I thought it would at least be a 90.
Yeah.
IMDb, 7.4. That's pretty good. Letterboxd, 3.5. That's pretty good. I thought the Letterboxd score would actually be around 3.8 or 9 on a personal level. I think I gave it a 4.5 on there. So, well, this is your film. You go ahead, take it away on this one. I'll jump in.
Okay, I'm gonna. I think most of it will come through like when we do like the quotes.
Yeah, absolutely.
So the basic story is there's a mobile army surgical hospital, a MASH unit that needs some new surgeons. So they get two new surgeons, Duke Forrest and Benjamin Franklin Hawkeye Pierce.
Yeah, Benjamin Franklin. He said they called you Hawkeye. It's not.
Yeah.
Now we'll talk about quotes. Yeah.
And they go to this MASH unit, and it's really about their about 6-month stay at this unit in the early 50s during the Korean War near the front, and how they kind of flip this MASH unit upside down with their antics, let's say. And then Trapper John comes in, who Hawkeye remembers playing against in a football game, and Frank Burns and Hot Lips. So stuff happens, but there's different like sections of the film. There's like 4 or 5 real sections, like where they introduce Hawkeye and Duke, and they go to MASH, and they introduce everyone else too.
Yeah, I was like, they have a nice introduction. It's a good long one.
But it's really around Hawkeye and Duke. Yeah. Duke being from the South, Hawkeye being from the North. So they're already two kind of opposite-minded individuals.
I feel like it's them two plus Trapper John too. Because once he comes in, like the whole second half of the film, he's a pretty pivotal character.
Yeah, Trapper John kind of takes over.
He takes over from Duke. Yeah. I'm like, I feel like it's the three of them that kind of are like, the meat of it.
And then they bring in, I want to say like Arlen Jones. I forget his name now, but Spear Chucker.
Yeah,
Spear Chucker Jones.
Yeah, he comes in in the like third act.
Yeah, and he bonds with them quickly because they're in the same tent.
Yeah, and like Frank's pretty prominent in the first half.
Yeah,
before he bounces.
Yeah, then he bounces,
and then Hot Lips is pretty prominent in the second half. Once Frank
caves.
leaves, once she just gives in, which we'll talk. We'll definitely talk about it. That's a plot point we talk about off camera already. Which is like kind of strange, which could be a nitpick in a way, or not. I think it's funny, so I'm not gonna say it's a nitpick, but it's just like, holy fuck, what a transformation!
I rewatched it yesterday, and I think I realized what happened. For what I was nitpicking about, I think I know what happened as to why I was nitpicking. So it's not as much of a nitpick as like, oh, I see. So we'll talk about it when we get there. Yeah.
So go ahead then.
So they get to the MASH unit. They introduce everybody. There's so many great quotes that I'm going to wait for the quotes. There's so many. And the soundtrack to the film is actually like the best of quotes of the movie.
Dude, the opening song, what song is that?
Suicide is Painless.
That song is fucking good. Because I had this on Blu-ray, and I was just like, that plays on the menu. Yeah, I just let that shit roll for like 10 minutes before I actually watched it.
Here's the crazy part about that song. So on the TV show, it's instrumental, because I guess nobody wanted the actual words, because singing Suicide is Painless on TV.
Yeah, but
people might have. But it's funny. Like when you watch the film, you're like, oh, it's about the painless pole. Okay. Mm-hmm. But if you don't know it, you're going to be like, what the hell is this? But apparently Robert Altman's son, Michael, wrote the lyrics to that song when he was like 14 or 15.
Wow.
So he ended up making more money from the film MASH than his dad did directing it.
Oh my God, it's crazy.
Because he wrote the lyrics to that song.
That is nutty.
Isn't that wild?
Fuck you, son. Yeah.
And I'm sure, I don't know, even though they didn't use the words in the TV show, I wonder if he got residuals from that.
Damn. That's crazy.
So, crazy. It's a great song.
It is.
Because even just the words, I'm like, I can't believe a teenager wrote this.
That's what I was like, 14 or 15.
But if he wrote it after like watching the film, which is weird only because that scene, the one dude is actually singing it. So maybe he wrote it beforehand.
He was just feeling dark, bro.
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
Feeling dark. He's like, Dad, I'm dark. He's like, son, I'm gonna use that. He's like, let me see this shit.
Yeah, wow.
He's like, this shit kind of hot, son.
And it's funny because of what's going on in the film.
Yeah. So anyway, sorry to get you off track.
No, it's all right.
We intro everybody.
Yeah, because they go to the mess tent and Colonel Blake is there.
Yep, Blake.
Dago Red, who's Father Mulcahy. All these other guys are introducing themselves.
Radar's there too, right?
I don't think he was.
Oh, was he not?
No. Oh no, he does come in then.
I thought he like slipped in.
Yeah, because Radar's like kind of everywhere.
He's everywhere. He literally is everywhere.
Yeah.
So is Colonel Blake too. He kind of just pops up everywhere too.
And I like Colonel Blake because he's kind of oblivious.
He definitely is.
But I think he's oblivious. Like that one scene where he's like fishing and the guy, I think it's Vollmer, the MP guy is like, the general wasn't there. They said he's at a football game, and he's like, "Those generals have all the fun." Yep. He's fishing. Like, what the hell, dude? You're not doing anything. You are literally just fishing.
That's fucking funny. Bro.
Yeah, and it's like, what are you talking about? But it's great because he's the perfect leader for like Hawkeye and Duke.
Yeah, because he's chilling, and they kind of need a chilling leader.
Yeah,
to let them do them because he don't bother them.
Yeah, because he trusts them. And their abilities.
Like, well, he knows they're good. Yeah, they are good.
Yeah.
So it's like everyone looks at them like slackers, goof off, especially Hawkeye. They're like, this guy is
because
walking around like
Maximum
Beetle Bailey.
Right?
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
literally.
You're right because his eyes are covered.
That. He's like,
God damn, you're right.
Like him, like he's like a fucking Beetle Bailey. I don't give a fuck attitude.
Yeah, you're right.
But he is good at his job. Like, how many people he saved in this movie? Probably at least 30.
He's like, he is on. He Trapper and. I believe Spear Chucker are probably the best doctors.
Yeah,
because they never say much about Duke.
Yeah, Duke
as a surgeon.
Duke is. I mean, he kind of just there. Like I feel like we rarely saw him operating, and their little assistants were good. The little females, were in there. But I'm like, this shit is gross.
Duke was assisting Spear Chucker at the end.
Oh yeah, he was. He must have embraced the brown.
Well, the thing about like Spear Chucker I find interesting is Robert Altman has said like. He had a lot of brown actor friends who were like, great, we could be in this movie. And he's like, no, it has to be authentic to the time period. And unfortunately, the Army was still segregated then. But the brilliance of it is he makes the main brown character a goddamn brain surgeon.
Yeah. But the fucked up part is if he could have had it set in Vietnam like he wanted, then he could have had black dudes.
He could have, But the book it was based on was Korea.
Yeah.
So I think he was stifled in.
I think it plays so much better as a Vietnam movie.
Well, it's more because it's so subversive. I think it works better in Korea, but you still associate it with Vietnam, even though
it just feels like no.
Because he also said like Fox, because it was an independent film. It made like $3.5 million.
Yeah,
and they came in like $500,000 under budget because Fox was more concerned with Patton and Tora at the time.
And I mean. Both those movies did blow up.
Yeah.
So,
but MASH was one of their biggest hits.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
What did it make? No one 40 mil or something?
Something like that.
Yeah, I know it made.
And no one thought it was going to like make any money.
And Robert Altman probably got no back end for that shit.
No, because everyone hated him. I think at one point, Donald Sutherland and Elliot Gould went to like the higher ups and were like, you need to fire this guy because people didn't understand what he was trying to do.
Really?
Because
that's crazy.
He would have actors like, and you notice it from watching it, like step on each other's lines.
Yeah.
Overlapping dialogue, like all this crazy shit. And they're like, what the fuck is going on here?
But that's more realistic because people talk like that in real life.
And that's what he was going for. Mm-hmm. He was going for more of a documentary feel. Like
it does have that feel to it.
Because he said he put like, I don't know if the lenses were dirty or just like kind of fuzzy because he didn't want things to be clear. He wanted it to be like almost like you're there. And it, in a way, even though it was years before, it reminded me of like the beginning of Saving Private Ryan, how Spielberg used the cameras that would have been used back then.
Yeah,
and you literally feel like you're there.
That fucking opening scene in Saving Private Ryan
might be the best opening scene
ever. One of the best opening scenes of all time, for sure. I'm like, I felt like I was getting shot, bro. I was like, I'm out here in this water. Getting shot at.
I can't swim. Why am I here?
I'm about to die, bro.
Yeah.
Fuck that. But yeah, I mean, dude, I love Altman. And obviously, he got better though with working with people because he has a lot of repeaters.
And the thing is, like, I think everyone who worked with him on that worked with him again later.
That's what I'm saying.
One or two other things, at least, if not more.
Dude, him and Elliot Gould did mad shit together.
Yeah,
bro. He leads like 3 films after this for him, bro.
And Tanner 88 is the guy who played Mile Marston, the gas passer in Japan.
Wow.
He's the main guy. Yeah. The guy that works at the whorehouse and children's hospital. Yeah.
I'm like, you work at both of them? What 2 professions do you have?
Yeah.
Oh, that's just funny, bro. When they get to Japan, that's just funny as hell. It's funny, but it's like,
but that's when you realize it is like the Hawkeye and Trapper show.
Yes, that's when it's definitely them too, because they're like, look, we're playing golf.
Yeah.
We're
the pros from Dover.
What do you say? We'll take ham and cheese, but steak would be better or whatever.
Ham and eggs, but steak would be better.
How do you like steak cooked? Yeah.
I mean, we'll get to that in quotes.
We'll definitely get to that in quotes.
I mean, like, so they get there, they meet everybody. They meet Frank Burns and Ho.
He was one of the hardest ones to recast, bro.
Yeah.
I think I got him.
And Ho-John, the mess boy, who was South Korean.
Yes.
And Ho-John is an important character, not only because they teach him how to be a bartender and make a fine martini.
Yeah,
finest martini. Finest kind, Ho-John. But like, because Frank is teaching him how to read the Bible. Frank is a Bible thumper.
Yeah.
And
super.
And they don't get along. Duke and Hawkeye do not get along with Frank.
Not at all.
For obvious reasons.
Obvious.
Because, one, they're doctors, and how many doctors are really that religious? I mean, I hate to say it.
Yeah, for real. That's insane, because they believe in science and medicine. So.
Yeah, so it's weird to have, like, a doctor be, like, that vehemently evangelical, knowing that he literally can make people live or die.
Well, then maybe that's where it comes from, that godlike complex.
Yeah.
But motherfuckers like that from growing to Catholic school a fat chunk of your life.
Oh, yeah.
So you definitely, I know you've met some dudes like that.
Oh, yeah. Like, and it's terrible. I meet them even now, just,
People hand me them little pamphlets. I'm like, all right, bro.
Yeah.
Like, we had a nice little conversation. Let's keep it at that.
Yeah. I mean, I hate to tell you, a lot of these people don't even realize the most obvious thing, that, like, even Jesus was Jewish.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If Jesus would come back during Christmas, he's like, where's all the Hanukkah decorations?
Right. He'd be like, bro, I need my menorah, dog.
Yeah.
He'd be like, dreidel. I need you out of clay. Come on. He'd be like, what's poppin' here? He'd be like, y'all, what? Y'all eating ham?
Yeah.
He'd be like, what are y'all doing?
He'd be like, this isn't my birthday.
Right? He's like, bro, I was not born on no December 25th.
And the terrible thing is, he would look like you because he's from the Middle East, bro.
He might look like me, bro.
He would look like me.
Stansfield,
Oh, he would. He would look like. Oh, yeah, he would look like the dude in the movie.
He might come out looking like Clarence. Bro.
That's one of the. He would not look like Benedict Cumberbatch.
No, he. Yo, that shit was
we
so
might have
funny.
To do that movie.
We might, bro. He was rich for a day.
Oh
rich
my god,
for one day.
And like. God, the movie is so good, but that's for another story. But it reminds me of something.
Mm-hmm.
In the book MASH that the film is based on, the character Trapper John apparently looked a lot like Jesus. So they used to take pictures of him like on a cross and have him go around and like autograph the pictures as Jesus, but like the guy's based on in real life. It's because they were raising money to put the character that Ho-John is based on to college in the States.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah, in the book. So just to tie it all in, the character that Trapper John is based on looked like Jesus.
All right.
And they con people by having him sign pictures.
That's fucking insane. People are so
gullible. Yeah.
I'm gonna say dumb.
So, I'm sorry. So they met Frank. I get sidetracked. Mm-hmm. So they meet Frank, and then they don't like Frank, so they ask Henry Blake, the colonel, to get him out of their tent. Mm-hmm. But Blake needs him to work more. So they kind of compromise, and they also need a chest cutter.
Yep.
And he's like, no, MASH unit has a chest cutter. Yep. So the colonel compromises. He gets Frank out of their tent, and he gets him a chest cutter.
Yeah.
And that's where Hawkeye re-meets Trapper
John, yeah. And he would love a martini.
Yeah. With an olive.
With an olive.
You have to make certain concessions.
Yes.
Good. We are near the front, sir. You have to make certain... Yeah, and then he pulls out a thing of olives and just like,
I was like, I'm like, why this motherfucker have olives on deck? Yeah. I was like, I've never seen a dude just whip olives out of his vest like that. I was
he's got to be prepared.
You got to be prepared, man. You know, and stay ready. You ain't got to get ready.
And they work well together, and it takes probably like a week or so until Hawkeye realizes who he is, and he knows him from playing college ball against him. Mm-hmm. And that's an important plot point for later because you realize then that all these doctors played football.
They're all possible NFL dudes.
Yeah. You know? And it's funny because it's like that's when Hawkeye and Trapper become closer, and Duke kind of gets pushed aside. Mm-hmm. And they start to do the other antics because your guy, Bud Court Boone, mm-hmm. Frank accuses him of killing a patient, even though Frank is the one who fucked it up. Yep. So Trapper punches him after while Hot Lips is being introduced to everybody. Yeah. So then Colonel Blake is fucked. He's pissed because he's like, I was going to name you chief of surgery to oversee both shifts. And it's like, well, that's a great idea, but now I got to wait a week. So he finally does it. The colonel leaves, and they have a party, and that's when they hear Frank and Hot Lips.
Yeah, and then is that when they played it on the PA?
Yeah. And that's when they find out that their nickname is Hot Lips.
Yeah,
That's Hot Lips.
It's my Hot Lips.
And then once it's on the PA system, she's like, strangle me.
Yeah,
I was like, what the?
Wow. I was like, dude.
My sipper.
And it took them forever to realize it was them on it.
It was when it started to echo.
The feedback. That's what was like, it took them forever.
She's like, wait a second.
Yeah, and then,
don't tell on me.
And of course, Frank's like a giant hypocrite because he's married.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
And of course, he's using God as his excuse as to why they should do these
God meant us
ungodly acts. Yeah. He meant y'all to be together, but Frank's the worst. Played by
one of the best,
the GOAT, Robert Duvall, bro. He's one of the best, and like he's such a fucking dork in this movie, and then he's badass, like as fucking like The Godfather and fucking Apocalypse Now.
Secondhand Lions,
great film.
Yeah,
like he's a beast, bro. Yeah, like he's a dick in Network though, but he is a beast in a lot of shit.
If he's a dick in Network, is that just a testament to his acting?
Oh no, that's all it is. Yeah, like if I say you're a dick in a movie and you're supposed to be a dick, then you're good.
Yeah.
He's a piece of shit. Fuck with my girl Faye Dunny. You see Network, right?
I never have.
Oh, bro,
have you seen 3 Days of the Condor?
I've not.
Yeah, see Robert Redford and Faye Dunaway. Max von Sydow.
And I gotta watch that because they talk about it in our movie Out of Sight.
Oh, they do.
Yeah. And I've been wanting to watch it, and I'm like, that's too much attractiveness in one film, bro. You got
and the structure,
handsome Redford and
Faye Dunaway.
Faye. Come on,
look, the structure of Winter Soldier is pretty much 3 Days of the Condor.
Winter Soldier is in Captain America.
Yeah, Captain America.
That's
Winter Soldier.
My favorite Captain America movie.
That is probably the best Captain America movie.
That's the best Captain film for sure.
The Winter Soldier comics that introduced him, that it's based on, are probably some of the best Captain America comics. Ed Brubaker wrote his ass off with that. And Steve Epting, his art was just stellar. Because I hate to say it, Steve Epting, like, I don't want to say he sucked in the 90s, but a lot of 90s art sucked in general. Because there were, like, really hot artists that are still good now that other artists couldn't emulate. But, they tried. And Steve Epting, I think he did Avengers a lot in the 90s. He was okay. He was passable as, like, he had like an older style, so like a John Buscema kind of style, and comic book fans will be like, yes, but anyone else will be like, who the fuck you talking about? but like he really grew from the 90s to like the early 2000s. Steve Epting became one of the best artists around. Like, I don't know what happened, but he grew so much as an artist. His run on Captain America with Ed Brubaker is probably one of the best artistic achievements of the past like 25 years.
He probably ate mushrooms.
Maybe, but he's just an amazing artist. And he posts like warm-up sketches he does online all the time, and he's just like, amazing. Like what he is able to do now compared to like when he first started, but he's older.
I mean, and with age, get better.
Yeah, and I guess that's it.
Your hands don't go to shit unless you get arthritis or something like that. But
and some of it might be the coloring, because like coloring does help art. But, like, they were still doing computer coloring in the 90s. So I think it's just he grew and trained himself to be a better artist, and now he's one of the best.
That's what you got to do.
Yeah. Bro. Anyway, sorry. I do love that run and that film.
Yeah, it's a great film.
So, yeah, 3 Days of the Condor. If you probably watch them both back to back, you'll be able to see that, like...
That's probably a fun little double feature.
Yeah, like Captain America and... The Black Widow would be like Redford and Faye Dunaway.
Because, I love me some Black Widow.
Yeah.
Especially in that movie. Looking right. Anywho.
Yeah.
So,
Frank
and Hot Lips are obviously exposed.
I know. If I do this, we'll be rambling forever.
Oh, no, you're good. I mean, if Frank and Hot Lips are exposed, of course, Frank is all pissed off, and he's being a dickhead, and everybody's kind of making fun of Hot Lips and making fun of him, and he's not really being taken serious now, and everybody knows he's a big hypocrite. And all
Hawkeye confronts him.
He does. That's one of the. We'll talk about that rewatchable scene.
I just have to say one of my favorite lines.
It's coming for you, dude.
Yeah, I know. Well, it's
it is, bro. I saw 6 different people pulled over from going to the gym and coming here.
Wow,
insane.
July the 4th be with you.
3 cars on one car multiple times. I'm like, dude, you need 3 cops for one little tiny girl?
Oh, my God.
Damn.
You never know, man.
Right? She pull out a 9, like, back up.
Yeah.
Like, I ain't going to jail today.
Yeah. If she's not white, they need that many.
They might. Yeah. But she was white.
Oh, was she?
Yeah. I'm like, they're like, listen, equal rights, equal fights, equal everything.
And it's the beginning of the month. They don't need the money.
They don't need the bread. Yeah.
It'll be like.
They're like, listen, if we rack up on the 4th, we can just kick back the rest of them.
Yeah, that's true.
They're like, shit, like some fireworks. They probably drinking Heinekens in the car.
Yeah.
Body cams, the cameras, they can't drink.
Well, they can
put it in a mug. Yep, or put it in something else.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm just riding around, not drinking beer in the car. Anywho.
One of my favorite lines when Hawkeye is talking to Frank about his time with Hot Lips, and he's like, is she better than self-abuse?
Yeah, he has some questions right there, bro.
We'll get that big ass around.
Just sit there and flaccid. Chill. We will get to that. Don't spoil the quotes. Don't spoil the quotes.
Yeah, because Hawkeye, anyway,
don't spoil the quotes.
Frank jumps over the table at him.
He does, and attacks, and boom.
Watch out for your goodies, Hawkeye. The man's a sex maniac.
You're blowing all the quotes.
I'm sorry. There's still a lot more.
There is, because that whole...
I don't think Hot Lips satisfied him.
Chill. So he flips the fuck out.
He does.
And, of course,
they take him away in a
straight jacket. Yep, he's crazy now.
Well, Dago Red is trying to bless him.
He's funny as hell.
And they just drive away. He's like, oh.
That shit is fucking hilarious. Dago Red's hilarious. But so they got rid of him, so they're like, cool, they're feeling good now.
Yeah.
And Hot Lips is all uptight, pissed off.
Yeah,
and,
she is.
But the boys they're bonding pretty heavy.
Yeah.
And I mean,
they all are. The Australian guy, right? Captain Black, he's like the gas passer unit.
Yeah.
I think it's Carl Gottlieb, who was a writer on Smothers Brothers Comedy Hour, but he co-wrote The Jerk with Steve Martin.
Oh, great film.
Yeah. Yeah.
The fucking glasses.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Have you went all crazy? But
sorry, I wanted to tell you that and I forgot.
No, that's funny.
I wanted to tell you that when I was talking to you about it last week.
Oh, well, it's all good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so these dudes, they're just kind of pulling a bunch of shenanigans and going crazy for a little bit.
Yeah.
And so what, Hot Lips, when did they pull the prank on Hot Lips?
Okay,
that was before they went to Japan, right?
Yeah, it's after Frank leaves, and they go through a couple things. Time passes.
Yeah.
And they're just bathing by, like, that crashed helicopter.
Mm-hmm.
And Trapper, I almost called him Elliot Gould. Isn't that terrible?
It's same guy.
So Trapper is talking about some woman. He's like, black hair, shiny black, and Duke is like, what color was the hair? Look right here. And he's like, shiny black hair, and Duke's like, I'm kind of partial to blondes myself, and Hawkeye's like, I knew it. Yep. I knew you had a thing for Hot Lips Houlihan.
Yep, Hot Lips Houlihan.
And he's like, and Duke's like, I damn near throw up every time I see her.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll bet you $20 she's not a natural blonde.
That's just funny. It's like they're all dogger, but they'd all fuck, bro.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Hot, bro.
She was, yeah.
I was like, yo, and we forgot. Our boy Hawkeye's been fucking Lieutenant Dish.
Who they
first get there. Yeah. She's pretty awesome,
if you look
actually.
At the lieutenant's beautiful hand, you will see she is most
definitely married. Yeah. She was hot too.
Yeah,
but Dish was cool. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I am married. I love my wife, but I am 7,000 miles away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like, shit, I gotta get it in.
Yeah.
So Hot Lips is getting real hot and getting sick and tired of these guys. They fuck with her all day long. They talk shit about her, of course. And
actually, I can't remember, and this is terrible. Is this before or after the dentist? This might be after.
The dentist. Oh, yeah, this is definitely after that.
Yeah.
That's definitely after that. That's a major scene you skipped over. Yeah, you can go ahead and talk about that.
Okay, so before the Hot Lips thing, so they get rid of Frank.
I forgot about that.
And then the Father Mulcahy, Dago Red, he goes to Hawkeye about something the dentist confessed to him in confession, and he can't quite tell him.
Mm-hmm.
So in order to let Hawkeye know how serious the situation is, he tells him that the painless Paul Wadowski, when someone came to him about something about poker, he said, "What does it matter? It's only a game." And Hawkeye's like, "What does it matter? It's only a game, poker?" So he's like, "Oh, we got to go see a man about a tooth." So he goes to the dentist, and the dentist is like, "If a man isn't a man anymore,"
the way he's dancing around.
Yeah.
Man, oh my god.
So we originally were going to do this last week, which would have been right on the cusp of Pride Month, because the dentist thinks he's gay because he couldn't get it up for a nurse. Which shows you, one, what people thought at that point in time in the 50s, and two, just how ridiculous things are, because even Hawkeye's like, "Baby, that's happened to me 4 or 5 times." I'm like,
impotency isn't especially for someone his age.
Yeah.
So I'm like, dude.
But he's the best equipped dentist in the Army. So, and he has 3 fiancés back home.
Yeah.
You're the dental Don Juan of Detroit. That's just a cover-up. What is Don Juanisms? I've been reading about it all day. So it's like, he's psychologically... He's
like psyching himself up to be gay, which is weird.
And the guy's like, "Well, have you done anything yet?" "Not yet, but it's only a matter of time." So he decides he wants to commit suicide. So he goes to the guys, and they're all like laughing at him, basically. Yeah. It's like, because even Hawkeye's like, "How are you going to do it? 45 between the eyes," and he can't keep a straight face. And he's like, "Well, how would you suggest it? I'm new to this." Yeah. And they're like, "The black capsule." And he's like, "Well, does it work?" "It worked for Hitler and Eva Braun." So they do this whole thing, and Hawkeye manages, I think, to Dago Red to give him like absolution, even though he wants to commit suicide. Because Hawkeye's like, it's only an intention, and if what we're gonna do works, he won't commit suicide. So you're actually preventing a mortal sin. It's crazy. This verbal gymnastics.
I'll tell you this right now. That would only work in the 50s.
Yes.
If they did this to a kid now, kid would blow his fucking head off.
Oh, well, a kid now wouldn't go to his friends.
Oh no, he wouldn't.
He would just be like, "Yeah."
I guess now he'd just be like, "Hey, I'm gay."
Yeah. It's more accepted. Back then, it wasn't.
But he wasn't gay though.
It wasn't, and that's like, the weird thing.
Yeah. So now he'd be like, I don't know.
But see, he could be bi and it wouldn't matter.
Yeah, he might be like,
everyone's watching him shower anyway. I'm sure everyone actually had some feelings. Like,
oh shit.
Sure like to see that angry.
Yeah.
And Boone's like, ooh. Wait, what the hell?
Oh my God.
So they do this like Last Supper, and you notice that scene, how beautiful. When he sets it up, it looks exactly like the Last Supper. And they even pause just so you can
take it all in. Yeah.
It's like, holy living fuck, this is the best. and they set it up so it's this big send-off for him, for the dentist. And Hawkeye works it out. So Lieutenant Dish, on her last night, instead of getting it on with Hawkeye, she'll get it on with the dentist to kind of reaffirm his faith and everything, because they knock him out with the black capsule, and then Dish goes and does it, and she's happy as fuck the next day leaving.
Yeah,
and the dentist is like, "Hey, everybody, I slept like a baby last night."
I don't know if I'm gay no more.
Yeah, like he forgot everything, and I guess that was the point. And I wish I could whistle like Donald Sutherland does as Hawkeye, because that whistle that he does, that radar does at the end. It's like, wow. But okay, so then after that is when they make this bet as to whether or not Hot Lips is a natural
blonde.
So they do this thing where they get ready, because they know when the women shower, because they want shower, but it's like a specific time. It's women only.
Yeah.
So everybody works it out. So as the women are walking to the shower, some guy distracts one of the nurses until only Hot Lips goes into the shower. And then they all line up and get ready, and then they like cut the rope so the side of the tent goes up as she's showering. And then you notice Duke is like, "All right, where's my money?"
He's like, "Yeah, my bread."
And then obviously Hot Lips storms off with soap in her hair.
Oh man.
Oh my God. And even Vollmer's trying to like stop her, and like, "You can't go see the Colonel." And she's like, "Get away from me, you twerp," as she pushes him over.
She was a big chick.
She was. Yeah. And then, oh my God, Colonel Blake in bed with
the chick.
In like a cot.
Champagne, bro. I was like, this big ass motherfucker sipping champagne, living like a king in here. Yeah. And that's one of my favorite lines.
And we'll save it.
Yes, we'll save it. Because that's one of my favorite lines in the whole fucking movie. I was cracking up.
But after that is when I think Hot Lips realizes she can't beat the system.
Yes.
Because she's a hardcore, like, maximum efficiency army. Because even when she's talking to Hawkeye earlier, and she says how much she thinks, like, Frank is a great army surgeon and a technical surgeon, and he's like, Frank Burns is an idiot. Yeah. He doesn't know his way around an operating theater, doesn't know his way around a body, And she's like, and I also noticed they refer to you as Hawkeye.
Yeah.
And she's like, and that's not with maximum efficiency. So she's like this army hard ass. And I think after she realizes she can't beat the system in that scene,
join them.
That's when she turns into the character that I was pissed off seeing in the last third of the film.
Yeah.
Anyway, so then they're golfing.
Trapper John and Hawkeye are golfing. Yeah. And they get a call, or they call Trapper John to go to Japan, and he's like, "I'm not going, I'm playing fucking golf."
Yeah.
And they're like, "Bro, we need you." And he's like, "All right, only way I'm going is if I'm taking Hawkeye, I'm taking my golf clubs, and you motherfuckers are putting us up and treating us like kings."
Yeah, how often do you get to go to Japan with your golf club?
With your golf club.
And they just kind of skip off.
Yeah, they're like, "Oh, fuck it, let's go."
Yeah.
So they go, and
because they're like, this shrapnel, it was a senator's son got hit.
Yeah, he got hit with something.
And they were worried about the shrapnel near his heart, and they looked at the x-rays, they're like, the shrapnel was nowhere near his heart.
Yeah.
He's like, so, how often do you get to go to Japan with your golf clubs?
Yeah, so
let's go.
They do some imitation of Japanese folks.
Oh my God,
hasn't aged well.
You know what?
Talk about that.
It's kind of perfect though because of how American films overdubbed Japanese films poorly.
Crazy.
And it's making fun of that. It's not making fun of the Japanese or their films. It's making fun of Americans overdubbing Japanese films.
Yes.
And that's what's brilliant about it.
It is. But you know how people are today.
Oh yeah. People be like, that is
like,
the word.
What? Cancel MASH.
Yeah, please.
Done. Donald Sutherland, cancel him in his grave.
Yeah.
Yeah,
shave Ellie Gould's mustache right now.
Shave him off, yep. Kick him out the Jewish community.
Yeah.
But, so they have a blast in Japan. They go to a whorehouse.
Yeah.
They get some trim. They play golf in the one dude's office.
Yeah, they fix the senator's son. They do what they go to do.
They always do their job. That's the thing. Yeah. That's the whole point of it, I think, is like,
they're that good, they can still goof off.
Yeah, and it's like, if you know what you're doing, bro, you don't have to. There's not one way to do everything.
Yeah.
Like some people think. Like some people work better in different conditions. They work better when they're feeling loose and free. Hit a couple balls of golf. They got the job done.
Yeah.
And they probably would have did it better than Frank and Hot Lips. I bet you that.
And I think after this scene is when it shows, I think it's Hawkeye, Trapper, and Hot Lips is their nurse.
Uh-huh.
And Trapper actually tells Hot Lips, he's like, Hot Lips, you may be a pain in the ass, but you're a damn good nurse.
Yep. He's like a damn good nurse.
And I think she realizes that they do actually respect her.
Yeah. They do. It's like they did like her. Because it's like, you don't like, you pull pranks on people, you bully people you don't like, but you prank your friends. And like, although she may not have felt that. It's like, yo, we here, we live with you, we see you every day. Like, yeah, you piss us off, but we fuck with you.
Yeah,
you're good at your job though, and you're genuine. You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, man, like there's people I know like that's like, you may not be my favorite motherfucker, but I fucks with you.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I fuck with you because I fuck with you. If that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So Hot Lips is like, I think she does start to just be like, you know what? Maybe I can loosen up and have a little fun and still do my job. I don't have to be so uptight all the time. Like, we're in a shitty situation. Like, why make it even shittier?
Yeah,
you don't have to. Because it's like, that's what no one understood about Hawkeye, Trapper, and Duke. It's like, they understood that we are in a shithole. We don't want to be here.
Yeah.
But if we gotta be here, we're going to make it as home as we possibly can. We're going to play cards and drink martinis and save people and have football games against the one dude and bring a ringer. And you know, but that's what we're going to do, which is kind of like a nice transition into that, because that's kind of like the last main thing that happens in the film is the football game.
I do want to say something important to your point, and it is a quote, just really quick, from Hot Lips. I wonder how a degenerated person like that could have reached a position of responsibility in the Army Medical Corps. Mm-hmm. And what does Dago Red say?
I don't remember.
He was drafted.
Oh, he was drafted. That's right. He was drafted. Oh,
yes. Yeah. So it's kind of like, you're right. They're in a shitty situation that they didn't want to be in.
Yeah,
it was the draft.
Yep.
And they only drafted them because of their skills.
And it's like, God damn it. I should have went to school to be a fucking something else.
There's another important scene that I think shows, there's two important scenes. Oh, the one is actually when Trapper tells Hot Lips that she's a damn fine nurse, now that I think about it. The one, but before the football. Mm-hmm. The one is when Ho-Jon gets drafted, and they take him, and they gave him some kind of medication so they would reject him.
So they reject him,
And the doctor who's checking him out.
And he knew, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was like, no, fuck that. You're still going.
And you could tell from Hawkeye's reaction when the guy's like, I'll just keep him for a couple days. That way, if it wears off.
He knew.
Like, he knew. Damn it.
And it sucked, Joe, because he was a nice kid. He was just a fucking kid, bro.
And
how old was he supposed to be? Like 18, 19?
Maybe.
He was like a kid.
And he was safer with them than...
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I definitely would trust him in the care of them, too.
And you notice that's the last time you see Ho-Jon.
That is the last time you see Ho-Jon. Ho-Jon might have died.
And then with the scene where Trapper's like, you're a damn fine nurse, they're operating on a prisoner of war. And they need the the O negative blood, and that's when Radar gets it from Colonel Blake.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like they're willing to operate on a prisoner of war to save his life too.
Yeah.
And that shows, I think, even in passing, like their outlook on how shitty war is. Like they're going to save both people.
Yeah, because they're like, this motherfucker don't want to be here neither.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, dude,
he's only here because we did this to him.
Right?
Yeah.
This dude was probably like, bro, I don't give a fuck about no Americans. Like,
yeah.
I was sitting in my little hut eating rice, chilling.
Yeah.
And they was like, you coming.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Fuck that. Bro,
it's Korea, right?
Stop! I have to edit that out.
You're barking up the wrong tree.
I have to edit all.
I'm sorry.
No, you're good. I might leave it. We might get flagged. No, that's fine.
Well, it's if we think about different cultures have different.
Yeah,
it just
but
seems
I feel like people take offense to that.
But
I don't know.
If that's part of the delicacy of the region, though, would it be?
That's a choice word for that.
Yeah, I mean that's. Ugh. Anyway,
don't ever watch Salo or 120 Days of Sodom. Anywho,
okay,
yeah, just don't do it.
So now, they get. We're at the football game, the end of the film.
Yeah, and so now we got Spear Chucker Jones coming into the picture, and Hawkeye and Trapper John want to bring Spear Chucker in as a ringer. So they can win the game. And Duke's kind of like, we're going to bring this.
That Negro ball player? Because that's how he said it.
Yeah, that's what he's like. Yeah, he's like, we're going to bring this colored guy along. He's like, I mean, he ain't down, but he is down. He's like, fuck it. He's like, what the fuck I'm going to do? That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. So, I mean, at least he's tolerant to that point where he's like, because some people are like, I'm out of here, bucko, but
bucko.
That's what they'd say or whatever.
Wow.
But he's like, fuck it, I'll stick around, bro, hang out with this Negro ball player.
Yeah.
But so they bring him in as a ringer, and Spear Chucker is very smart.
Like, oh my god, he's incredible. Fred Williamson's first film.
He's really good in that.
Yeah.
Wow, that was damn.
Believe it or not, Robert Altman gave him his first film role.
That's awesome. He had a decent career.
Yeah.
He had a decent career. He did a lot of good shit.
I don't know. We may have talked about this before, but before him, were there any football players who made the transition to like films or TV?
I feel like Jim Brown was later.
Me too.
I feel like he was like
Fred Williamson. I think might have been.
He might have been the first one, dude.
Yeah,
like the first real one. Because I'm like, I feel like Jim Brown was definitely like later in the 70s.
But look at Fred Williamson. He's tall. He's good looking. Yep. He's charismatic,
dude,
man. Yeah,
dude. He's had a long career.
Yeah,
crazy. Yeah, he had a long career. Yeah, because Carl Weathers didn't come until the 80s.
Yeah. Or the 70s at least.
Yeah, late 70s.
Yeah, Rocky.
Was Rocky his first movie?
It might have been.
Dude, he killed that if that was his first movie.
Yeah.
And then OJ was until the 80s.
OJ was, I think, in the Towering Inferno, like mid-70s.
Oh, really?
Yeah. God. I think that may have been his first film.
That probably was. He was young as shit then.
Yeah. Because obviously we talked about him with the Naked Gun.
Yeah, Naked Gun,
that's what catapulted him.
Yeah, that motherfucker's like, yo.
But he did, I think, some B movies and stuff
in between time. Yeah. I mean, there's actually the amount of running backs that have turned to actors is weird. That's just a position, I guess.
Yeah, but I think Fred Williamson. I could be wrong, but he was at least one of. If
he's
got to
be, because bro. What they weren't even like. What's his name?
Like,
Will. He was in fucking Man Who Shot Liberty Valance. The big black dude in there. Will Strode. Will Strode was in that movie, but he didn't have a career like Fred.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That was 67, 68. Liberty Valance?
Really?
It's the 60s.
It was
it's like mid to late 60s. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it is because everyone was like, it's weird this movie's so new, but it's in black and white still.
Was that Jimmy Stewart?
Jimmy Stewart,
yeah,
John Wayne, yeah.
Wow.
John Ford. But yeah, so he was in a movie, but he didn't have a career like Freddie did.
Yeah.
But Fred was probably the first one who really broke out and ran with it.
Yeah.
And he ran with The Rock. So Spear Chucker comes in, He's super charismatic, smooth, very smart.
Yeah, everybody loves him.
And yeah, I'm like, he comes up with the plays because they don't know anything.
I took the liberty.
I took the liberty. So I drew up a few plays that they would probably understand.
Yeah, that even these guys might be able to
because he doesn't have any confidence in them.
No, none whatsoever.
Like, none of them really do. They all know they suck. That's why they brought a ringer. Yeah. And they're like, all right, well, they were smart. They're like, all right, we're going to put some bread down in this game, get our asses kicked in the first half, and then we're going to double down in the second half and beat the shit out of this guy. And, of course, they figure it out, pretty quick.
Yeah. Their ringer spotted our
ringer, but their ringer got hurt, right? Yeah, he got hurt quick.
Yeah, they injected him with something, I think.
Yeah, their ringer was fucked, and the homie's ringer was not. He was running all over them dudes. Like, his first run, I think went for a touchdown, didn't it?
Did.
Yeah, I was like, his first run, I think, went for a touchdown, which is crazy. And then his next run was like 70 yards. Like, it's like, okay.
I like at the end, he's like, this is a semi-eligible play.
Yes.
This makes you the semi-eligible player.
Yeah, because he was semi-eligible. That shit is funny, bro. But the game is fun, and Hot Lips is a cheerleader, and she's acting insane.
Yeah.
She's acting like a ditzy-ass blonde. Yeah. Like, she's like...
69 is divine.
It's divine, yeah. That was his number, yeah. She kept saying that shit. I was like, man, she tried to test out the BBC way back in the day. She was like, I'm like, honey, you get hung for that. You get him hung for that. It's 1950 shit.
Yeah, 51, 52.
We ain't even hit civil rights movement yet.
No, not at all. So that's why, they're getting treated better in Korea than over here.
Right? Real shit.
Yeah, I mean, I hate to say that.
Well, that's what, I know they said a lot of black people was like, if they could, they would go to France back then. Yeah. Because they were like, bro, they're chill. They're way more chilling with your kind there. And
even shit. Germany.
Yeah.
Nazi Germany was treating brown people better.
That's fucking crazy.
But Germany always had a good rapport with Africa as far as trade.
Yeah,
trade and everything. So
I think Hitler just made everyone think Germany as a whole is just extremely racist.
There's a specific reason he did what he did, and if you research it, I'm not saying it makes sense, but it in his mind it made sense. So you're kind of like, oh, okay, so he didn't hate everybody. He just hated a certain group of people for a very specific reason.
Yeah,
and it's like, I'm not excusing it, because it's obviously hating anyone for any reason other than getting to know them.
Their personality.
Yeah. You need to get to know people before you hate them.
Yeah,
but I think the 36 Olympics, our brown athletes were treated better than they were over here.
He was pissed though, bro, because they dusted.
Oh yeah,
I
believe.
But yeah, I mean, shit. Like I said, bro, I've had a lot of German chicks really be into me. I'm like, man, I didn't know they were really into the chocolate out there.
Yeah, I took a German lit class because being an English major, you have to take a lot of other literature from other cultures. Mm-hmm. So I took Russian lit, German lit, French lit, all this stuff. And the German lit class I took, it focused on Afro-German literature because there's Germans who are half German, half African, and there's really no place for them in Africa, and there's really no place for them in Germany. So it's this weird in between thing. And all the literature is about their struggle to fit in, and it's incredible.
Yeah, too white for the blacks and too black for the whites.
But it's also a part of that culture to begin with. So yeah, German chicks would be hey.
Dude, I've had few German chicks from Germany, accent and everything. What's good, chocolate man? I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah.
They ain't say that, but
they probably remember you probably don't remember because you were only just born, maybe. Desert Storm, the first Gulf War from the early 90s.
I mean, I know what it is.
The general, not Colin Powell, but Norman Schwarzkopf. Mm-hmm. In German, Schwarz and Kopf. Schwarz is black and Kopf is head. So his last name is Blackhead. So I fear what Schwarzenegger actually means.
Oh my God.
German. Anyway, that's all I'm going to say.
It's Blackhead Killer.
Look, it might just be the N-word.
Yeah, right.
But then it would be redundant.
They're like, listen, this is our way. This is our way of saying it without saying it.
Yeah, but it sort of cancels itself out, doesn't it?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. So, but I could see that just because of the culture.
Yeah.
But you always have women hitting on you, don't you? I mean, not to have you brag.
I've had my fair share of ladies, try and get at me. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's the charisma, though.
It must be a curse. It's you're cursed with charisma.
I wouldn't say all that. I mean, I just, you know what? I'm just nice around chicks. I don't fucking make them feel weird or anything.
And it's good because you were taught, I'm assuming, at an early age, how to respect women.
Yeah, I was raised on all women, so yeah.
And that actually matters. People don't realize it.
Spent a lot of time with my mom, grandmother, and shit. Yeah. So
did I grow up.
Yeah, so I was always...
Not your mom and grandmother, but mine.
No, yeah.
I spent a lot of time with your little grandmother.
Like, oh, damn, what the hell's going on there? But no.
Yes.
Yeah, so, chicks, I've always just like... A lot of chicks, they've told me, what I liked about you? You didn't hound me like a dog. You just were cool, nice, and normal, and that was attractive to me. So, yeah. So I just think it's because I'm just chilling,
So,
because, some dudes are like, "What's up, girl?" And they're just "Yo, I need you," and they just press and press. I'm like, bro, get the fuck off her, let her breathe, let her come to you a little bit. Yeah, show her you're not needy. That's attractive.
You got to be like Sade said, a smooth operator.
Smooth operator, bro. You got to plant seeds all around.
Like everyone in MASH. They were smooth operators.
They surely were. They literally and metaphorically.
Yeah.
Hawkeye was smooth as shit.
Yeah.
On and off the table. Yeah. So, I mean, but yeah, that's like gentlemen out there, less is more when it comes to ladies. In the beginning.
Yeah.
Because once you're with them, it's going to be more.
Yeah, you got to show them.
Yeah, I'm like, it's going to be all more after that.
Yeah.
But anyway, so the football game goes down. They win. They get the bread, all that. And we get pretty much to the closing scene.
Yeah, where Hawkeye finds out that he and Duke can go home whenever they want.
It's time to bounce.
And you saw that look that Duke gave Hot Lips.
Yep.
Or the look she gave him, too. She's like, because they all... I don't think Hot Lips did, but all the doctors had families and kids.
Yeah, they did.
But Hot Lips is like, I like to think of the Army as my home.
That's her home, family.
So she's like, she doesn't have anyone to go back to.
Yep, so she's like, she might as well stay there.
And, Duke is like, now? And Hawkeye's like, whenever we want.
Whenever we want.
One of the best lines from Spirit Chucker, he's like, can we get out of this guy's brain first?
Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, say that.
Yeah, because Duke imagines going home, throwing his hat in the air, seeing his wife and daughters as he gets off the plane.
Yep.
He imagines it as he's standing there, like staring at Hot Lips, who he now has a relationship with.
Yeah,
and it's like how awkward, kind of like with Colonel Blake with that other nurse when he's going. But the night that they out Hot Lips and Frank. He's in the Jeep going, and that nurse is talking to him, and she's like, "Oh, that's a nice jacket." And he's like, "Yeah, I got it. Someone mailed it to me."
Yep, someone
mailed it to me. Yep. It's like he catches himself because he wants to say he got it from his wife, but it's like
quick. He was a player. He was slick.
But I think everybody knows, like in that situation, these romances or whatever,
it's all temporary.
Yeah, it's like. You're not Mr. Right. You're Mr. Right now.
Mr. Right now. Yeah.
Because as soon as this is over,
this is all. It's almost like it's not real life.
Yeah, it isn't. You're right.
It's like I gotta get back to real life.
Yeah, it's like an interlude.
Yeah, it's like this weird interlude in your life, and like it's like you're on hold.
You know who I feel really bad for? Lieutenant Dish's husband. Because how is he ever going to compare it to the Painless Pole?
Painless Pole. The Painless Pole. And, dude, I'm like, yo, your wife been getting clapped around. I'm military, bro. Like, shit. Listen, Hawkeye ain't the first motherfucker fucked out there. Trust me.
I don't believe it.
Yeah, I'm like, trust me.
But he was probably the coolest.
He was definitely the coolest. But I'm like, shit, she took the Painless Pole.
Yeah.
She took the Hawkeye.
Yeah.
It's like the eagle eye.
Yeah.
Dish was dishing it out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And we don't even really know her name. They said it, I think, once. Because they just kept calling her Lieutenant Dish.
Just Lieutenant Dish,
after Duke is like, I'm just admiring that lovely dish over there.
Yep.
That's when they just started calling her Lieutenant Dish.
She was serving dishes out, bro.
Yeah.
Like it was a homeless shelter.
Yeah.
Would have got me a plate, too. Shit.
Hey, now, yeah. Joanne Flug, man.
She was hot, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
But fuck it. Let's get into the questions, bro.
All right.
I mean, that's the film, bro. They can.
That is the film. And honestly, for fans of the show, if you've never seen the movie, you have to watch the movie because the film is so much better.
Yeah, because you get all the like shit you can't put on TV.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yes.
It's an R-rated film. Like, it's got all the gritty, grimy.
It's
dope
really
shit.
It's real. It's It seems real.
Yeah, but the show is good too.
Yeah, I mean it
ain't the same.
No,
it just lacks that pulse, that Altmanism.
Yes, yeah.
You need Bobby on there. All right, MVP.
Honestly, believe it or not, I'm thinking Altman.
I said Robert Altman and Donnie Sutherland.
Yes, yeah, definitely Donald Sutherland is Hawkeye. But I think even without Altman, if someone else directed it,
would not be the same.
And Donald Sutherland, like same cast, it wouldn't have been the same vibe, the same atmosphere.
It wouldn't have been the same. Bobby Altman definitely.
I do agree, though.
Put on them too, because like apparently they didn't get along, I guess, but they worked well together.
Yeah, they did.
Magic came on the screen.
I'm sure after it was released, they were like. Or after they saw it,
they were like, "Yo, bro."
Now I understand.
Yeah, he's like, "I get it." He's like, "We cool." Man. You made me a star. Because I mean, this was Donald Sutherland's coming out.
Yeah, because he was in like The Dirty Dozen before this, and probably Kelly's Heroes, maybe.
But this was his this was his movie. Man.
Yeah, this is the one where it's like Donald Sutherland and Elliot Gould.
Top build, man. He's the main character.
Yeah,
like, for sure. Peak season.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of peak seasons, unfortunately, because a lot of
people fizzle after.
Yeah, probably. Honestly, Radar, because he kept playing Radar on the show.
Yeah, I mean, I guess this was his peak. I had Tom Skerritt actually.
No, Alien.
Oh yeah, I fucking forgot.
Dude, Poltergeist 3.
I forgot. Poltergeist 3. I forgot about Alien.
But yeah, Alien, man.
But he ain't even the lead in that though.
No, he's not. But yeah, you're right. As far as being a lead,
like this was, I feel like this put him on.
Yeah, that's true. And everything else after that, how is it going to compare to Duke?
Yeah.
Whereas Donald Sutherland, Elliot Gould, they did more after.
Yeah, I'm like, they had big careers, you know. Like, this was, Elliot Gould really had a big career, like, especially even with Altman.
Look, Ocean's 11.
Ocean's
crying out loud. He was still.
Dude, he was the dad in Friends, dude. Like, that big ass show, them residual checks, crazy.
I think he was the gay neighbor in Mulaney. John Mulaney had a short lived sitcom.
That.
Yeah, it was only on for like
American
13 episodes.
X, bro.
Wow, yeah.
She can't breathe. He's got one of my favorite quotes in there. Oh, all right. So, best quotes.
Oh, my God. Okay, now this one is actually the first use of the word fuck in a major motion picture.
Is it really?
In the football game, yeah. All right, bub, your fucking head is coming right off. It's the first time they use fuck in a major motion picture. Yeah.
Right out the beginning. Racist.
Oh my God! yeah, the black dude. He's running the thing. Oh my God! And along with that, like, you know, get that son of a bitch who stole my Jeep. And then when they meet the colonel, it's like, Hawkeye Pierce, I got a Twix about you. It appears you stole a Jeep. Oh no, sir, it's right over there.
Right over there. Yep.
Is that the Jeep that Hawkeye stole? No, sir, it's a Jeep he came in.
He came in, yes. At the end, yeah, we're going to change the numbers.
Yeah. And change the numbers on that Jeep.
Right, that was like the last thing they say in the movie.
Yes.
Oh, that's funny.
Almost the last thing.
Almost.
You know what the last thing they say is?
You were watching
tonight's movie has been
tonight's movie.
Follow the zany antics of our combat surgeons as they cut and stitch their way along the front lines, operating as bombs and bullets bursting around them, snatching laughs and love between amputations and penicillin.
Yeah, I was like, it's something about like something letting you know you're watching MASH.
Because those announcements were incredible.
The announcements I had in What Stage is Best. We'll talk about that
because they were actual announcements.
Mm-hmm.
Like during that time, they went back to the books.
Wow.
So like what they said about the films that they were showing were actually what they said.
That's funny. That makes it even funnier because like a lot of it sounds like fake shit.
Yeah, but it's not. The one thing that was actually something that Fox Studios told them not to put in the film, but they told them was about having like pornography up on the walls, so they put it in as an announcement.
Yo,
they actually said that about the guys like making the movie, so they put it in.
See, that's great. The announcements were great. I'm like, yo, the announcements are fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
I'm just enjoying that lovely dish there.
Oh.
Which we just talked about, obviously.
How about because we're talking about Dago Red trying to bless Frank as they're driving him away. And then Duke, now fair's fair, Henry. If I nail Hot Lips and hit Hawkeye, can I go home too?
Yeah, that's fucking great. I said, Frank, we're in this religious shit at home, or did you crack? Wait, Frank, were you in this religious shit at home, or did you crack over here? I was like,
have you ever seen this before, babe? Yeah, he's talking to Duke. Not with anyone over the age of 8. I have.
Oh my god, fucking great. You got it. I got a few. I can run through them, or you want to run?
Oh no, go ahead, because I'm looking.
All right, all I can get out of him is he's from Baston. And he's been in the Army 2 months.
Oh yeah. When Trapper first
comes through, I'm like, oh, because he was kind of weird
and wearing that huge coat.
Yeah, I was like, bro, he came from Russia or some shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, who the fuck is this guy? He said, "You're what we call an Army clown."
Oh, you're what we call. You just put me off my fresh fried lobster.
Yeah, but
you're what we call a regular Army clown.
Yeah, fucking. Ugh,
yeah.
Oh, Frank, my lips are hot. Of course.
Kiss my hot lips.
Kiss my hot lips.
Yeah, strangle me. My zipper.
Oh, my goodness, bro.
Oh, and then, because when they're listening to it, Dago Red comes in. He's like, what is this, the Bickersons? I love that. Battling Bickersons.
That's fucking funny.
Yeah.
Does her big ass move around a lot, or does
oh my god,
flaccid?
Yeah. Oh my god, yeah, because it's like, morning, Frank. Heard from your wife?
Yeah, I've heard from your wife.
A bunch of the boys asked me to ask you, Frank, what Hot Lips was like in the sack. Was she mind your own business? No, Frank. Is she better than self-abuse? does that big ass of hers move around a lot, Frank, or does it sort of lie there, flaccid? What would you say about that? And then Duke, what's going on over there? Is he getting pointers or something? Trapper, oh no, Hawkeye's trying to get him on an appearance tour. Yeah. Oh, is that a fact? And then back to Hawkeye. Would you say that she was a moaner, Frank?
Yo, yeah.
Seriously, Frank. I mean, does she go, ooh, or does she lie there quiet and not do anything at all? Keep your filthy mouth to yourself. Or does she go, And that's when Frank leaves over the table. Get him off me. I've got glasses. Get him off me. What's going on, Frank? That lesson one? Hey, Frank Burns is going nuts. I'm wearing glasses, for God's sake. Watch out for your goodies, Hawkeye. That man is a sex maniac. I don't think Hot Lips satisfied him. Don't let him kiss you, Hawkeye. Oh, my God. That whole fucking scene.
That whole scene is a rewatchable.
Yeah, especially when, because Colonel Blake comes back and he's asking Radar what they're talking about.
Yo, oh my God!
Like, they're talking about a point of anatomy.
Yo, yes, that's exactly. Yo, that shit was funny as hell, bro. That's what I was like, bro. There was so many quotes, like I can't even stuff them all.
Oh my God! And then the one, he was drafted. We already said.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God! Your favorite scene. With
we'll get there. Hold up. I got one for you. I'm a fairy, a victim of blatant homosexuality.
Oh no, he says latent.
Oh, latent homosexuality. That shit is fucking funny.
A victim of latent homosexuality.
I'm like a victim.
Have you done anything yet? No, but it's only a matter of time. Yeah, just because he come on.
Couldn't get it up one night. He was probably too fucking drunk or something, bro. God damn it, Hot Lips. You resign your goddamn commission.
Yeah. If you don't have them arrested right now, I will resign my commission. Well, God damn it, Hot Lips. Resign your goddamn commission. My commission.
That's one of my favorite.
Yes, please.
Yeah, he was fucking. Yo, he's in there late. I'm like, yo, he's in there living, bro. I'm like, shit. That's why he was perfect for him, because he was chilling too, bro. That motherfucker was chilling, sipping champagne with a female nurse getting it in, bro. No shame at all. And it's like, Hot Lips, you went in there. Do you think this guy laying here sipping champagne with this bitch gives a fuck what these motherfuckers just did to you? Like, bro.
And here's something she says to him, too. This isn't a hospital. It's an insane
asylum.
And it's all your fault.
Like,
because he was like, well, what do you want me to do?
Yeah. He's basically like, I can't do shit.
Yeah. Have him arrested.
You can't arrest him for that.
No. Especially Vollmer. Because, like, after Trapper hits Frank and Colonel Blake is like, I want this man confined to his tent. Vollmer, arrest this man. And Trapper's like, Vollmer, cut it out. He walks away. Yep. No one respected Vollmer.
Yeah, no one at all.
He's the guy doing the announcements.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Vollmer.
Those are great. I've heard some accusations that's hard to believe. Well, don't believe him then.
Yeah, goodbye. Yeah, that's what he says. Yeah, don't believe him then, General. Goodbye.
Chevy, crack it up.
Here's one. Colonel Blake, I had another idea. I think we should have some plays. You know, usually in football, you have some organized plays. And Spear Chugger, if you don't mind, I took the liberty. Oh, I drew up about 7 or 8 plays. I figure that's about all this bunch can handle.
Yeah.
Oh, these are good. These are very good.
What are these arrows? I started cracking up that part. Like, this motherfucker asked about the arrows. Come on, bro.
Yeah.
Like, this guy's never seen a football play before. Why do they call you Spear Chucker? I used to throw the javelin.
Yeah. He says it so matter-of-factly. Like, obviously, it's racist. It is obvious that it's racist, but I used to throw javelin.
Yep.
Wow.
Javelin.
That makes sense.
And, like, whoever wrote that line, that was brilliant.
You know what? And based on what I read, like...
It was in the book?
I don't know. He probably just said it. Fred Williamson probably just said it.
Oh, my God. That's...
Because Ray Lardner Jr., who wrote the screenplay, was so upset when he saw the movie... But he had no problem accepting the Academy Award for Best Screenplay.
Bet he had. Held that bitch up high.
Yeah.
Yep, held it up high.
Yeah.
Crazy motherfucker. What are these? Oh, yeah, I had that quote too. Yes, very good. But what are these little arrows? Yeah, I had that too. And that was the last of my quotes. You got any more?
Look, Mother, I want to go to work in 1 hour. We are the pros from Dover. And we figured to crack this kid's chest and get out the golf course before it gets dark. Yep. You go find the gas passer and you have him pre-medicate this patient. Then bring me the latest pictures on him. The ones we saw must be 48 hours old by now. Then call the kitchen, have them rustle up some lunch. Ham and eggs will be all right. Steak would be even better. Yep, and then give me at least one nurse who knows how to work in close without getting her tits in my way.
Yeah, I'm like nice and.
How do you want your steak cooked?
Yeah, the way she says it, though, so fucking
and the look that Trapper has, like.
And then the other nurse, the taller one, who was like kind of giving him shit, she's just like, "The fuck, bro."
Yeah,
that's it. That is a funny scene. The whole Japan scene is funny. Any more you got?
Oh my God, this one. Attention. All base members must report for a drug test for marijuana. Disregard last
Yo, that's funny as shit.
Yeah. Oh my God. Oh, you men just passing through? I was just enjoying that lovely dish there.
Yeah.
What color was her hair? We already went over that.
Yeah, we went over it.
Oh my God, this is the exact quote. Frank Burns does not know his way around an operating theater. He does not know his way around a body.
Yep.
And if you have observed anything, you will observe that Major Frank Burns is an idiot. He has flipped his wig, that he's out of his head, that he's a lousy surgeon.
Facts.
On the contrary, I have observed, and Major Burns is not only a good technical surgeon, he's a good military surgeon. I've also noticed that nurses as well as enlisted men address you as Hawkeye. Yes, because that's my name, Hawkeye Pierce. Well, that kind of informality is inconsistent with maximum efficiency in a military organization. Oh, come off of it, Major!
Right.
You put me right off my fresh fried lobster. Do you realize that? I'm now going back to my bed. I'm going to put away the best part of a bottle of scotch. And under normal circumstances, you being normally what I would call a very attractive woman, I would have invited you back to share my little bed with me, and you might have possibly have come. But you really put me off. I mean, you're what we call a regular Army clown. Yeah. Wow. Oh, my God.
That's a bunch, bro. You can do the whole fucking film.
You can do the whole fucking movie.
Do the whole fucking film.
Yeah. Let me see. Oh, there's too many. I just love, resign my commission. Yeah, a little more wine, my dear.
Yeah, fucking crazy.
And the funny thing is, he says a little more wine after Hot Lips was whining.
Yep, hey.
So it's like
she was whining.
So there's a lot of really weird. Yeah, it's great.
All right, what's age the best?
What's age the best? I think I always say these like period pieces. Usually everything ages the best because you have to take everything in context of the time period.
Yeah.
So, but I think the way that it showed what they had to go through mentally, emotionally, not only physically, like doing 12-hour shifts all the time or even longer, like of surgery.
Yeah. All that shit.
Yeah.
Some you got to fucking concentrate hard as fuck on.
Yeah. So it's like, I think that's aged the best. Like, honestly, even like the outfits. I mean, it sounds crazy to say, but like the military outfits.
They look good.
The surgical outfits, like the way that Hawkeye and Trapper were able to outwit everybody. They were like Bugs Bunny.
They really were.
That's what they really were. They were Bugs Bunny.
They outwitted all the high ups, everyone.
Because they're not regular army.
They're not.
And I think that's why, because they can think outside of that box that like Hot Lips was trapped in.
Yes. Because these guys are like, yo, we ain't no fucking soldiers. I ain't out here. I ain't no jarhead, bro.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I'm the guy. All right. So what else you got for age the best? Is that all you got?
I honestly, Donald Sutherland's performance, Elliot Gould's performance, even Tom Skerritt.
I like Tom Skerritt.
Tom Skerritt. Sally Kellerman, who obviously she's done a lot, but the only thing we really remember her from, other than MASH, the film, would be Back to School as the English teacher.
Bobby Dangerfield.
Yes.
Oh my God. So that's crazy.
I think her performance aged well because she is really a strong woman.
Yeah.
At least the first 2/3 of the film. And those characters you need because the nurses needed that kind of leadership.
Yep. So, you gotta have some structure. Somebody gotta be the adult around there. You know what I'm saying?
I think also the film style, like Robert Altman's film style, as loose as it was, like it set a standard for like independent films.
It did.
And for like, if I say low budget, that's usually an independent film.
Yeah.
But it set a standard that I think a lot of, even like we talk every once in a while about like blaxploitation films from the 70s, but that would have set a standard in 70 for like how you can get quality for less money.
Yep, and you're fresh for less.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Definitely. I had the announcements.
Oh my God, yeah.
I had fun pranks.
Yeah. Yes. Everything they did.
Yeah, I'm like, all that shit's all in good fun,
Yeah, because even if it's misogynistic or racist or terrible,
phobic or any of that,
it's kind of like,
they kind of hit everything in this.
Yeah, it is not politically correct at all.
It's not.
But when you're in that situation in the middle of a war near the front, nothing is going to be politically correct. There's nothing politically correct about being told to go kill people and then being told you have to make sure they don't die.
Yeah. It's like, well, I shot him, and I gotta fix him.
Yeah, what
kind of shit is that?
Yeah,
they're like, how did he get here? One of our dudes shot him. Well, we're kind of playing against each other here, aren't we?
Well, you're a big GNR fan.
Oh yeah,
and you remember? I think it's Use Your Illusion 1, right?
Classic.
It's no, maybe Use Your Illusion 2, Civil War. The song Civil War.
I think it's 2.
It is 2. It's the blue one, right?
It's the blue one, yeah.
Yeah, and he's like, "What's so civil about war anyway?"
Yep, ain't nothing civil about it.
Yeah,
that's your boy Axel, man. Yeah,
But obviously the soundbite's from Cool Hand Luke. But whatever.
Cool Hand Luke is my shit, as you know.
I don't eat eggs because
dude, I don't eat eggs at all.
And one of the guys, Wayne Rogers, in Cool Hand Luke, played Trapper John on the MASH TV show.
Oh wow! Look at that!
Yeah.
And Cool Hand Luke's what, 62?
I think 7.
Oh, fuck! That's a lot newer than I thought. So it's a little closer to MASH than I thought.
Man, George Kennedy, man.
No, he's incredible. That's my favorite role from him.
Yeah. No, come on. What about Ed from Naked Gun?
Oh, he's great in that. I do like him in. Well, actually, I don't like him. He's an asshole, but he's good in Thunderbolt and Lightfoot too. Young Jeff Bridges. young. He's probably like 24 or 5 in that movie.
Wow. So pre-Tron.
Pre-Wave, yeah.
Pre-Starman and pre-Tron.
Pre-Star, I think the real life was like 76 or 7. It's before the Deer Hunter, and that's 78 or 9. And so, yeah, 78. So it's got to be like 75 maybe. So yeah, that's Tron's what, 82?
I think, yeah.
So
because they had to do all the computer effects. So.
And what was the other one we just said?
I think Starman's
like 83.
Is it 83 or 81?
Oh, it might be 81.
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit's old.
Yeah.
Old
Jeff Bridges has been around, but
he's old as shit.
His dad was in Airplane.
Yeah, I'm like, his dad's old as shit.
Yeah, in like Sea Hunt. I think it was a TV show.
So like, people are like, we hate Nepo babies, but you hate Jeff Bridges?
Yeah.
Come on, you don't hate Jeff Bridges.
But see, a lot of way back when you were a Nepo baby, you still had to have talent. Look at Jane Fonda.
Jane, right?
Even Peter Fonda.
Jane, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, bro, so many of them, bro. Look at Robert Downey.
Yeah, but you still needed to prove yourself.
Yeah, you gotta be good.
Yeah.
Like, and a lot of them Nepo babies surpassed their parents.
Yeah.
Like,
but I think you had
Jeff Bridges definitely surpassed Leon, dude. Like Lloyd, sorry.
My bad. You're thinking of Jean Reno.
My bad.
You're always thinking about Matilda.
Dude,
and Leon.
Not necessarily Matilda. I'm thinking about Natalie, because I love that woman.
Yeah.
So I'm watching Priscilla, and our boy Hugo Weaving's in it. And I'm like, dude, I just want to watch V for Vendetta.
Great film, man.
That's one of my favorites.
Adapted from an Alan Moore book.
Yeah, that's just one of my favorites.
Sometime I wanted to ask you, because they're coming out with, just a real quick aside, they're coming out with a 2-part animated adaptation of Watchmen.
2-part?
Yeah. Like later this year sometime. So I wanted to know if at some point, just to plant the seed, if you want to talk about Watchmen sometime.
Fuck yeah, bro. Yeah. That is my shit.
I know you love it.
That's my shit. Yeah. Wild, bro. First time I saw it, I was like, what the fuck am I watching?
Yeah.
I was like, this shit is nutty. Yeah, shit's hard. Okay. All right, so what saves the worst?
I know...
You're like, I got nothing.
Well, honestly,
if you got nothing, say it. It's okay.
Because I think everything can be rationalized through the time period.
It can, for the most part.
So having it age the worst, like obviously, like the kind of homophobic stuff. But if it would happen now, it would be terrible. But through the lens of like 1952, it doesn't.
Yeah, but that still is bad. Yeah, you look back and like, shit. I'm glad I wasn't around in 1950 fucking 2.
Yeah, because but also this was 1970, and it's still like.
I'm really glad I wasn't around then.
What's like funny then isn't necessarily funny now, even though the situation of him stressing out about nothing is funny, but it's like the context doesn't seem and fucking what happens to Hot Lips still, at the end, like she becomes ditzy blonde, like you said.
That age is bad
because she's a strong, independent woman.
She could have lightened. She could have lightened up while also still maintaining her morals.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like you can slightly change. You have to 180 your personality. You know what I mean?
They wanted her because she's like this statuesque Amazon who's a hard ass.
Yeah.
If she softens up, who's gonna want her?
Exactly. She's got to be
Duke.
Yeah, she got to be that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I had a couple.
Yeah.
Using God as an excuse for everything.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Gruesome medical scenes that make me want to puke.
They've kind of gotten worse over the years. This was the first film I think really showed stuff like that.
They're far more graphic now, but they feel way more visceral and MASH.
Yeah.
Like, when you watch it now,
like you're in there.
Yeah, dude. When you watch it, because it's documentary.
And it's like claustrophobic.
Yes, it's like, time. Dude, and he got you in the face of it. Like, you just put your face in it. And like, there's some movies and shows that show that shit crazy, but like, now we know it's fake. It looks and feels so practical.
He had a doctor in there actually to make it look real.
Dude, it looks
real. When they're taking Hot Lips around and Colonel Blake is like, that's Captain Stein. That's actually the name of the doctor who they had there to make everything look real.
Dude,
she's like, how's surgery going? He's like, how do you think? But that's the guy that made sure everything looked real.
It looked real.
Like, they really made it authentic.
Mm-hmm. I had the Asian, gay, women, racism. I was like, all the isms.
How they treated homosexuals. How they treated...
They didn't necessarily treat Asians bad. They just made fun of them.
Yeah.
Same thing with black people.
But I think it was made... Oh, yeah. Just the name Spiritual.
Yeah, I'm like, they didn't necessarily... They treated him... They loved him.
Yeah.
I mean,
the thing is, he was actually an equal, even above
they kind of looked... Yeah, I was like, they kind of looked up to him like, this motherfucker's pretty smart.
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
But just the name... is still like denigrating.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's all that stuff. Like if you show this to a 20-year-old now, they'd be like, "Ugh." Yeah. They just don't get it.
Yeah. They wouldn't be able to take themselves out of 2024.
Exactly, because that's what that's the era they grew up in. I grew up still in a time where I was like, jokes are jokes.
Yeah.
I can take a joke.
And even 1970 is only 6 years removed from the Civil Rights Bill.
Rights, yeah.
So it's like
close.
So it's like, you can still get away with that type of humor because of how terrible things probably still were in 1970.
Yep. All right, most rewatchable scenes.
God, okay.
I think
so you just
watched the whole movie. Hour 50. That was like hour 55. And it goes all the way to 155.
It does.
Like you have to watch it to 155. Yeah, you can't turn the credits off because the credits are like kind of still the movie. Yeah. Like so you have to watch the whole thing, which I like when films do that.
Yeah.
So when Hawkeye steals a Jeep, obviously first arrives right there.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Racist.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Because it's funny because a white dude saying that.
Yes.
You know what I mean? That's why I was like...
He calls a brown dude racist.
Yeah, the satire is just great.
Just because you're a captain doesn't mean you run the place.
Yeah,
I run the place.
I'll run the place.
Racist.
When Hawkeye bangs Dish.
Oh, yeah.
When... when Trapper John punches Frank.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I never expected the son of a bitch to get up.
Yeah, yo, he hit him hard as shit.
I must be losing my touch.
He was, right?
Yeah.
I like that. When they, of course, play Margaret and Frank fucking, excuse me.
Yeah.
I used her real name when they play them fucking.
Yeah.
What
is, Margaret O'Houlihan.
Yeah. When Hawkeye confronts Frank about it.
Oh my god, that is a great scene.
That's one of my favorite ones.
Yeah.
That scene is great. When they expose Hot Lips.
Yes.
Now see I did the when they go to I had the whole Japan scene.
Oh yeah, the whole thing is great.
I'm like just from the time they are playing golf and they come to get them to the time they get back.
Yeah.
Great. Then I had of course the football game.
Yeah, the whole
football game. That's what I'm like. Some of these scenes are really long.
Yeah.
So it's like the football game is like a 20-minute scene.
That's honestly my favorite football game.
It's one of the best football games.
Yes.
It's funny. Like the coaches yelling at each other on the sideline. The one dude getting super pissed, dude. Like
and honestly, I have to go back to quotes here because of that scene. When the one player is talking to Spirit Chugger, he's like, and Spirit Chugger's like, "What happened?" He's like, "The guy called me a coon." I'll do the same thing to him. Call him a coon.
Yes. I forgot about that.
No. His sister's name is Gladys. They used to talk about her in training camp. Go use.
Yeah. That shit was funny.
Yeah.
I'll be forget about that part.
Yeah.
That's a little bit of racism in there, but
but it shows
Altman's smacking back with it.
Yeah, he is.
He's
like you can use stuff against people that
he's like this will hurt them way more than that racism's hurting you.
Yes.
Because he can call you a coon or whatever. There's a bunch of coons around. But you only got one or two sisters.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And you're calling her a whore.
Calling her a whore, bro.
Yeah.
Who getting passed around like a dish.
Especially if this guy is really that racist and you're talking about his sister, he's really going to be upset.
I'm like, bro, she done been to the dark side. Like, why you think they call her Darth Vader now? You know what I mean? I'm like, shit. No, I'm just playing.
She needed some midichlorians?
Yeah, that's what she needed. All right, best characters.
Hawkeye, Trapper, Duke,
Forrest,
Spear Chucker,
Dish, Spear Chucker, Blake. That's who I had.
Even Hot Lips.
That's what I'm like.
Yeah.
And I actually had Hot Lips.
There's really no bad characters.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I had Burns. Frank.
But he helped propel the story forward.
Yeah, but he still sucks.
Oh yeah, he sucks terribly.
Yeah. He's definitely one of the worst characters.
Even in the TV show, he's the worst.
Yeah,
character.
Right. Burns sucks. And like now that we're going over the film, I have Hot Lips and worse, but it's like I don't not like her.
Yeah,
I'm like, she's fine. I'm like, so I'm gonna take Hot Lips out of my worst characters and actually add her into.
Look, if she would have been a redhead, you'd be
I'd be all over it, dude.
Yeah.
Big old tall Amazonian chick. Oh, Hot Lips was hot. You know what I mean? Shit. Yeah, that's honestly every main character is good.
Yeah,
like,
even Radar.
Radar is kind of very secondary, but he's still great when he comes in.
Yeah.
Colonel Blake for the Hot Lips commission line is what added him to my. He gets best.
The way he delivered that line.
Yes, I'm like that was probably top 3 best line deliveries in that whole movie.
And I think Robert Altman said they did that in one take because Sally Kellerman probably couldn't have gone through that again.
Yeah.
And in order for that scene to work, Radar and Robert Altman, I guess, like dropped their pants off camera, so she saw she wasn't the only one like naked.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently she wasn't concerned about like being naked per se. It's just she was concerned about her hips being big. She thought she had big hips, but like she looked like a woman.
I'm like, bro, that's like if she had her body now, she would not be feeling any kind of shame. She'd be like, "Oh, naked seem fun."
Yeah, because that's like the model.
I'm like, her body is crazy.
Yeah, but I guess back then, right at Twiggy was in the 60s.
Yep.
So you had to look like a 12-year-old boy or nothing.
She's British, right?
Yeah.
You know, I was British. Hey, any UK British listeners, love y'all, but in
the 60s anyway. Yeah, it was all about the waifs. The Kate Moss heroin chic look.
Yeah.
Before Kate Moss was heroin chic.
Yeah. All right, recasting couch. That's the one. We've been going back and forth over this.
Now, I don't know why. Why is my job calling me? That is weird. Anyway,
we're almost done.
Yeah, it's all right because I wasn't on the schedule for 3 to 11. All right. Do you know who Jordan Klepper is from The Daily Show?
I mean, I've seen The Daily Show. I don't know Jordan Klepper.
Okay, I think Jordan Klepper would be the perfect Hawkeye. He's tall. He's funny because I was thinking about it after we talked last week, and I was thinking more of like improv type guys who could do more of the improvisational type of style that Altman had.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think he would be the perfect Hawkeye.
I don't know him, so I can't judge. But I ended up going with, for Hawkeye, I did end up going with Andrew Garfield.
He would be incredible.
That's who I ended up going with for Hawkeye.
And I assume his improv chops would be good.
Man,
he's a great actor.
Good, yeah. I was like, I think he'd be fun, And he's funny. Like if you see him outside of films, he's funny as shit.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what? He would have that rakish charm that Hawkeye needs.
Yeah. I mean, he might be a little more handsome than Hawkeye, but like you put the glasses
in that hat.
Give him Bailey,
and maybe just like, excuse me, some stubble.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he can stub out.
Yeah. You know what? Yeah, Garfield would be great.
He'd be great.
Yeah.
Who'd you have for Trapper?
Hold on. I actually have to look at who I had, because I did have it here.
For Trapper?
I got to look up my docs here, because I had it right on docs.
I went with Jonah Hill.
You know what? My only problem with that would be, because I had Miles Teller because of his mustache in Maverick. And only because he'd have to be like as tall as Hawkeye, just because these guys were.
Yeah.
I think you need that stature.
Short.
Yeah.
Short.
I think Jonah Hill would be great, because think about it like, even the 3 guys from Please Don't Destroy on SNL who are in that the Foggy Mountain movie, The Treasure of Foggy Mountain. It's these 3. They're in their like later 20s now. They're comedians and they do sketches on SNL, like digital shorts, and they hang out with your girl a lot, Rachel
S.
Yeah.
Oh.
But so it's easy to be like, well, those 3 guys could be a Hawkeye, Trapper, and Forrest because they get along together and they already have a chemistry. But I think Miles Teller, like with Andrew Garfield, Because I originally said Jack Quaid as Hawkeye.
You did, and I'm like, I don't know, man. Like,
but I think he would be able to prove himself.
He could. That would be a make it or break it role.
Yeah.
If he sucked, you're done.
Yeah, and I was thinking Miles Teller because his mustache reminded me a little bit of. It's not as bold as Elliot Gould's in MASH.
Miles Teller and AG would be good.
Yeah,
they would be good.
Yeah.
I was just thinking of somebody with a Jewish vibe to him.
Definitely Jonah Hill.
Vibe.
Yeah,
that's what I was thinking.
I mean,
Elliot Gould's so Jewish.
he is. Elliot Gould is very.
Yeah, he is.
Yes, very.
He's
very.
like King Jewish, man.
So it's almost like you need a Jewish doctor type.
Yeah, but like, I mean, it don't matter. But I'm just like, I love that Ellie Gould's so Jewish. It gives him so much character.
Yeah.
So that's why I went that way.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Because I could see it, especially or like Seth Rogen.
I thought about him too, and I was like, Seth Rogen we know he's funny.
But if
can he pull off the like?
He'd almost have to put more weight back.
Yeah, I'm like put a little weight on him. Like, can he pull off the serious nature that he has too? Because I'm like, Jonah Hill's got the acting chops. But after now, I'm thinking about it. I'm like, he was really good in The Fabelmans. He actually probably could pull that out.
Yeah.
So actually, I actually like that a lot. I like Seth Rogen.
You brought up The Fabelmans. What about for Hawkeye? What about Paul Dano?
Hell no. Paul Dano ain't smooth enough.
Are you sure?
I'm sure, bro. Paul Dano.
Oh my God, no. Paul Dano, Frank Burns.
Frank Burns. Is he too young?
Oh, dude, he's got to be in his 30s now.
Frank Burns looks old as fuck.
But that's only because it was Robert Duvall.
Yeah, so we got to get Robert Duvall. How old was he in that?
He was probably 20. He was 22.
Like, Frank Burns looks like he's 47.
This motherfucker was 22.
He was probably like 30 in that. Like, he actually probably was way younger than he looked.
Because he was in To Kill a Mockingbird before that as Boo Radley.
He looked
old in To Kill a Mockingbird.
He looks the same age for a long time.
He was born in 1931. He's actually younger than Robert Altman.
Yo, that's crazy.
So 31. So he would have been 40 and 70 when he was late 30s.
Yeah, I was like, he's getting close to 40.
Yeah, late.
So he's getting close to 40. So that ain't bad.
It's just that actors nowadays don't age like they used to.
They don't. So who'd you just say for him?
For Frank?
Yeah.
Paul Dano.
Paul Dano.
Because
he looks way younger than fucking Robert Duvall.
But I'm thinking...
And they're probably the same age.
But because I'm thinking, his preacher character from
There Will Be Blood.
Yeah,
I mean, I think he could pull it off. My only issue is his age. That's my only issue.
Paul Dano's 40.
Yeah, but he looks way younger than fucking Robert Duvall. Paul Dano looks 31.
Paul Dano is actually older right now
than he was in that movie.
Than he was filming that movie.
Which is insane. Because Robert Duvall was looking old in that movie. Like, he was looking old. I'm like, shit. Robert Duvall has always looked old.
He has.
He just always looked old. Even in his 50s and 60s, he still looked the same.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you're lucky that way.
Yeah.
I had...
kind of like Wilford Brimley.
Oh my God. That's the oldest looking motherfucker of all time, bro. When I found out how old he was in Cocoon, I was like, what?
He was younger than Robert Duvall.
Like, that is insane. I was like, yo, Wilford Brimley was 26 in that.
Playing a 70-year-old.
70-year-old.
No makeup.
Convincingly. Convincingly.
Duke. Who do you have for Duke?
Duke. I had Shia LaBeouf.
God, Shia LaBeouf might actually be a great Hawkeye.
Too short. He's like 5'6".
Is he?
Yeah, he's a shorty.
I always thought he was taller.
No,
he was thinner in Transformers.
He was thinner, but I think he's like 5'6", maybe 5'7".
Wow.
Yeah, I thought, like, when I thought of him, I was like, he would be a Hawkeye.
Yeah, he would be great.
I'm like,
because I thought of Glenn Powell.
Glenn Powell would be good. That's actually great. I actually think that's perfect. Yeah. I would go with that over. He's good. He's coming up too.
Yeah.
I want to watch that Hitman movie he did on Netflix.
Oh yeah, where he's like not really a hitman.
Yeah, I want to see it. It looks funny. Hey, the reviews are pretty good for it. Yeah, I like Glenn Powell. Let's go with him.
Okay.
Yeah, I actually like your Trapper and Forrest, so we'll go with them. Hot Lips.
I was still thinking your girl Jennifer Lawrence because she's the right age.
She is the right age.
Right age, right height. She's not afraid to show her body?
Hell no. I'm not afraid to look at it. God, she's so hot, dude. I mean, she's good. I thought Margot Robbie.
God, she might be too young.
Margot Robbie's older than Jennifer Lawrence, bro.
Is she?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Jennifer Lawrence is like my age. Margot Robbie's like 35, 36.
Hold on. Margot. She's 34.
34, yeah. I think J-Law's like 32.
Oh, she's 33.
33.
Okay.
She just turned 33, didn't she?
No, her birthday's August 15th.
So she'll be 34. Okay.
Yeah, so they're actually about the same age, yeah.
When's Margot?
July 2nd. She just turned
30. Oh, they're fucking basically the same age.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow. I'm like, yeah, so they're yeah.
Actually, either one.
A little bit.
So one could be Hot Lips, one could be Dish.
That's fine, too.
Yeah.
I had Florence Pugh for Dish.
Would she be too short?
Was Dish tall?
Well, I always pictured her as being taller, but not.
Florence Pugh, I think she's like 5'3". I think she's.
You love Florence Pugh, though.
She's fine as fuck, bro. She is so pretty. She got one of the best faces in Hollywood, dude.
You know what? Yeah, Florence Pugh.
Her face is just striking.
Hot Lips needs to be tall.
Hot Lips got to be tall. That's what I thought.
Is Jennifer Lawrence taller than Margot Robbie?
They're probably about the same height, maybe. I think Margot Robbie's 5'6". Jennifer Lawrence probably 5'6".
Well, let's look at Wikipedia here because they always.
Dude, if Laura Dern was like back in.
Oh, Laura Dern would be perfect.
Day, like, oh my God, Laura Dern, because she's tall and sexy.
Yeah,
I would have got her back in the day.
Yeah.
I kept thinking of fucking people who are just way too old for these roles.
Yeah.
Because I was like, ooh, Michelle Pfeiffer would be hot. I'm like, that bitch is 6 years old. I'm like, what am I saying?
Look, they DH people now, though.
They do, but I'm like, we need to get an age-appropriate actor.
Yeah.
So, like,
so who would you think Margot Robbie would be better?
We could go with, they could each play the Hot Lips and Dish. One of them.
Are you sure? Because Florence Pugh
is good, but she is short. So I go with one of them. I'm pretty sure they're both 5'6".
I would actually go with Robbie as Dish.
As Dish?
Yeah, okay. And Jennifer Lawrence as Hot Lips. Because I think Jennifer Lawrence would have more of like a Sally Kellerman body. If that makes sense.
She probably would.
Yeah.
Because I'm just thinking of Margot and Barbie with the big blonde hair.
Yeah.
So that's just what I'm thinking of with Hot Lips. So either one is fine. Either one of them would be fine. I've seen them both naked. I approve both.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They're both approved. All right, so who we have? Blake?
Oh, Radar. I told you it's Tom Holland.
There's no one else. There's no one else.
He would be perfect.
There is no one else. Who else would we get?
And I think it would be a great time for him to shine is like not
something different. Yeah, just fall back a little bit. He'd probably do better that way. There's no one else I can think of.
Yeah.
I was like, that's it. It's got to be him. Who'd you have for
Colonel Blake? I originally said.
Wait, who did we go with for Frank?
I don't think we
never finished that.
No, because
I was like, I got somebody I like for Frank.
Okay, who?
Mark Strong.
Wow, that dude's old though. Like,
bro, he's old, but he looks the same fucking age as Robert Duvall in that damn movie.
But anything Mark Strong does is good,
dude. And he's got the bald head. He's got that stern. Like I was racking my brain on Frank, dude. Frank was the hardest one to recast.
Because when we were talking, I'd put Nicholas Hoult because I thought of the chemistry between him and
looking.
But he's
too good looking.
Yeah, you know what?
You need somebody more like. Maybe Jason Statham? Too British?
He would be. He's not going to change his accent.
He's not going to change his accent.
You know what? Mark Strong is good. Even
if I could cut 10 years off of him, bro.
Yeah.
10 years ago, Mark Strong were perfect.
Like Mark Strong from like John Carter.
Yes.
Yeah,
dude,
yeah.
I can't. It was really hard to think of like an age-appropriate actor to recast Robert Duvall. Like that was hard. I was like, there's no one his age in that movie that looks that way. They all look young. I'm like, anyone that age looks young. And like, he has to have that look. Like, Frank isn't convincing without the convertible top and the fucking, like, the whole Christian deal. Like, he has to have that mature ass look. Like, even though he's only in his late 30s, he looked mature. Right? Yeah. It looks like your dad's about to yell at you. You know what I'm saying? And like, Nicholas Hoult looks so young and lively.
I do also think, just a quick aside, I think Ryan Reynolds would be a great Hawkeye.
But he was a little younger.
But It would be Ryan Reynolds as Hawkeye. It wouldn't be Hawkeye.
It wouldn't be Hawkeye. It'd be Ryan Reynolds.
Or Deadpool as Hawkeye.
Deadpool, whoever.
Yeah.
Whoever Ryan Reynolds.
All right, Mark Strong. I agree.
We'll fucking go with it. We'll de-age him a little bit. We'll just de-age him a little bit. I just couldn't think of nobody else because he can't be. Everyone I'm thinking of is just too good looking.
If your man was still around, Philip Seymour Hoffman.
That's exactly what I thought of, dude. But I'm like, he's fucking dead.
Oh, and his son is too young.
He's way too young. Way too young. That dude's like 21, maybe. Not even, bro.
What about like John C. Reilly or somebody?
I actually like that.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. Yeah. John C. Reilly would be good. He bring a little splash of humor to it.
Yeah.
Too, that would probably actually help Frank out a little bit. I actually like that a lot. Bitch just told me I look like Han Solo.
Oh, yeah.
That dude is hilarious. All right, we'll go with John C. I like that.
Okay.
Because he's a little bit younger than Mark Strong. I like who I got for Colonel Blake, and it's somebody way out the box.
Okay, because I told you Steve Carell.
Yo, I like Steve Carell a lot. I like him more than who I have.
Or even like Stephen Colbert, because he's able to have that type of...
What about like Ed Helms or somebody like that? How did I not think of these guys earlier?
All these ex-Daily Show
guys. Dude, yeah. I'm like...
Look, even Bradley Cooper would probably be a great Hawkeye now that I think
about it. If he was young, he's too old now.
Yeah, he's too old now, but
Bradley, Silver Linings Bradley?
Yeah.
For sure. He would have been... Maybe too good looking, though. Well, it's like classically handsome.
Well, it's like do the glasses and
you Beetle Bailey him.
Yeah.
For Colonel Blake, I do like Steve Carell. I like Ed Helms too. Or
Ed Helms.
Any of them guys, like just a smooth, dorky white dude. Like, in that age bracket. I had somebody out the box that, like, when they put glasses on, I'm like, this is the guy. Quentin Tarantino.
Shit, that would be great.
Yo, he would, because it's a small role. He likes playing those little type roles.
Yeah.
And he would just be funny as shit. I could easily I pictured his voice spitting out the resign your fucking commission line.
Yeah.
Like, he would have spit it just like that dude did.
And you know who would also be good for the general? I forget the general's name now. Who has the other team in the football game?
I was thinking the dude if we were doing him, he's dead now though, but the dude from Full Metal Jacket.
Oh, Arlie Ermey.
Yeah, he would have been good.
Ed Harris.
Oh, Ed Harris would be great.
Yeah.
Oh, he would be great.
Yeah.
Or Woody Harrelson or something like
Woody
that.
Harrelson, especially after seeing the Planet of the Apes movie.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, he would have been good. Ed Harris would be great.
Yeah. Because I remember the name of the actor is G. Wood, but he played General.
If you wanted to go a little bit younger than Ed Harris, you could do Woody, though. But Ed would be perfect. Because he's that total, he plays that heavy asshole so well.
Yeah.
Like, if we were recasting it back then, I would get George C. Scott.
Oh, George C. Scott, man.
That's the guy.
Yeah. Now, Spear Chucker Jones.
Like we said, there's really one choice as of right now.
Marshawn Lynch is the only one who could pull it off.
Like,
because he could add the humor.
Yep. But can we be convinced that Marshawn Lynch is a brain surgeon?
Believe it or not, were we convinced he was a teacher?
Yeah, we were convinced. Yeah, but we felt that he was.
Yeah.
Yeah, he played that role so well.
So I think he would be great. Because you're not going to get Ben Carson because he's not a convincing football player.
No.
He's barely a convincing brain surgeon at this point.
Like that's your boy.
My luggage, yeah.
That's your boy.
So
on your side, bro.
No.
He's a tripster.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really the only option, bro.
Yeah, I think so.
That's it. It's got to be him.
Because OJ's gone now.
OJ's
we can't be like, OJ's perfect.
He would have been too old anyway.
Yeah.
And like, there's some other running backs who've had some personalities over the years, but like, I just think Marshawn Lynch would be the best. All right. So that's a good recast there.
Yeah.
Unanswerable questions, like what happens to Hawkeye and Forrest when they leave? Yeah,
that's actually a great question. And what happens to Dish?
Yeah,
what happens to the 4077 after Hawkeye and Duke leave?
Yeah, that's a good question
because it's different than the TV show. Because obviously you could answer most of it probably with the TV show, but since it is different, like what does happen? We know what happens to Trapper John. And I say that because there was a TV show in the late 70s and early 80s Trapper John M.D., which was a spinoff of the movie, not the TV show.
Trapper John M.D.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, the guy who played Adam, the oldest brother in Bonanza, was Trapper John.
Never watched that show.
You ever watched Bonanza?
No, I heard it's great.
I mean, it's during the time when like Westerns ruled TV.
Yeah, I'm like, but I'm always, dude, Tarantino talks about it all the time. So
really?
I should watch it,
Yeah.
Bonanza,
baby.
Those are good unanswerables. Pop you want from the film?
Maybe the Jeep.
That's what I said. I was like, he's going to say the same thing. I was like,
the Jeep that Hawkeye
steals. I literally have it right here. The Jeep Hawkeye steals.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny, man. Yeah. That's definitely, I was like, I want the Jeep. I'm like, or the football they used in the game.
Oh, yeah. Signed by the cast.
Signed by the cast. That would be lit.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, half of them are dead.
There has to be something somewhere.
I'm sure
Robert
there's
Altman,
a script or something they all signed.
I want to say it's the University of Michigan. Like, kind of like...
Is that where he went?
Something like... It has to be the college he went to. Has... a collection of all his stuff, because I was looking for in Tanner 88. There's a scene in one of the last episodes where they're at the DNC, I think, the Democratic National Convention, and the main character Jack Tanner is looking through a newspaper, and he sees a political cartoon, and he's looking. It's like the Atlanta, because it's in Atlanta. It's like the Atlanta Constitution was a newspaper. And I saw the front of it, and I saw the political cartoonist whose name is honestly escaping me right now, and it's terrible because he was a really famous political cartoonist for the time. Marlott, I think his name was. Anyway, there was a political cartoon in the paper of Jack Tanner.
Wow.
So I subscribed to like newspapers.com to look for it. Because it's a Gary Trudeau character, the guy who did Doonesbury, not drawn by Gary Trudeau, like the first time, but a different political cartoonist drew him. And I was so amazed. So I looked it up, and they did a mock-up of that newspaper. I looked up the exact day it was and everything, but it was a different political cartoon.
That's so weird.
So I found out that this university had a lot of Robert Altman stuff, including stuff from Tanner 88, including Doug Marlott, I think was the name of the cartoonist, and including like stuff that he had done. So I contacted them, and they sent me a picture of it.
Really?
Yeah.
That's wow.
So I actually have a picture.
That's pretty fucking cool.
Of the actual like pencil drawing.
Wow.
From that.
That's pretty nuts.
Yeah, it's incredible. So they might have MASH stuff there too.
Right.
That was
might
the
have
point
to
of
hit
that
him
story.
up again.
Yeah, that was the point of that whole long-winded.
They're like, long story short, they sent me a photo.
Yeah, they sent me a picture that shouldn't exist but does.
Yeah, we'll call them and see if they hit you with that MASH shit.
Yeah, I should find out. You have to email them because I think they were. This was last summer. I think I was doing it. Well, they were redoing their library at the time.
Well, it's probably done now.
So yeah, it should be now.
Them,
yeah. Anyway, sorry.
All right, so let's grade it.
A+.
Let me give it an A+. It's a classic, bro.
It is, and it started Robert Altman's career.
One of the best directors of all time.
Yeah,
and it's crazy because like I give MASH an A+, and this ain't even Altman's best movie. Like it's crazy. He's a fucking monster.
I know you love McCabe and Mrs. Miller.
That's one of my favorites. Nashville.
Popeye.
I always forget he did.
He did Popeye. Yeah,
forget it. Popeye's good though.
Yeah, it's actually.
I love, dude. Bobby was going hard
over time. Like people go back and look at it, and are like, this actually isn't a bad.
No,
film.
It's good. I'm like, and I saw it later in life, and I'm glad I did.
Yeah.
So if I saw it when I was young, I would have felt like how I did about the Flintstones movie.
Oh yeah. But it was Robin Williams' first film.
Dude, he was a beat. We knew he was good from, what was that, Mork and Mindy?
Mork and Mindy.
Yeah, we knew he was good from that.
Which Mork was a character on Happy Days.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But, Altman's best movies, Nashville, McCabe and Miss Miller, Three Women,
Fred
The Long Goodbye. The Long Goodbye.
Wow. That's what the Elliott. That's Elliott, right?
Yeah. California Split. The Long Goodbye is really good. If I had to pick one, though.
Did you see Brewster McCloud?
I didn't see that.
I didn't see it either, but I wanted to because I think like half the cast of MASH is in it.
I'm sure it's good.
Yeah.
It's probably.
Because it came out either the same year or the next year.
If I had to pick one, I'll go McCabe and Miss Miller. But that's only because I love Warren B. Like, I watched Reds last night.
Oh, yeah. How was that?
It was good. Too long, but it was good.
He directed that, too.
He directed it. He killed it. He killed it. Why was Diane Keaton such a big deal back in the day?
I don't know, but everybody loved her.
Everyone.
Yeah.
In every movie she's in, everyone loves her in that film.
Yeah.
And they're obsessed with her.
Yeah.
And they don't give a fuck what she does in that film. They're still obsessed with her.
Yeah.
Woody Allen was acting like that pussy was shitting out gold coins.
Annie Hall, man.
Yeah, dude. And fucking Warren Beatty in this movie. I'm like, bro, that pussy must be fire, bro. What the hell? I'm like, and then even my man fucking Al Pacino and Godfather he's like, bro, I can't get enough. I'm like, Diane Keaton was not fine. She's never been fine at any point in her life. I think she looks the best now, honestly, as a whole woman.
In like the Family Stone or whatever.
Yeah, I'll take seasoned Diane Keaton over young Diane Keaton. I'm like, she wasn't ugly, but I just don't get all the hype. And she was good. She was good. I don't say she can't act. Like she
maybe that's what it was. Maybe it's like her personality and stuff made her more attractive. Like what you were saying earlier about
fucking bitch and everything.
Well, are you saying Annie Hall is a bitch?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
She sucked in that. I didn't like her in Annie Hall. I don't like her in The Godfather. I do like her.
Terrible in the Michael. What's going on? Yes. What the fuck do you think is going on? What the fuck do you think?
I like her probably the most in this. Anything she did, like from the 90s up, I like her in. Older version, but like Reds. She was good.
So from like Father of the Bride on.
Yeah, that's a good one. I like her in that. She was good in Reds. I did like her character for the most part, but she did a lot of shit. I was like, yo, fuck this bitch.
So it's more the character she plays.
That could be it. That could be it. Okay. But she ain't fine either. I just never. And she's got red hair in Reds, and I'm like,
wow.
And I'm like, oh, her skin color is nice, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, now I was like, I don't get why all these men are like Jack Nicholson is obsessed with her in there. Warren Beatty's obsessed with her. Everyone who fucking meets her is obsessed with her. I'm like, why is everyone who meets this woman? They're like, I just have to take you away from whoever you were with. Like, wow, whatever. But A+.
Yeah.
99%. I say A+ in college.
Wow.
Anything else you want to add?
No, I love this movie to death, and I'm glad I was able to watch it like 10 times in the past 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's a good one. If you haven't seen MASH, definitely watch MASH, guys.
And honestly, because of Donald Sutherland, without him, Elliot Gould is great, but it's their chemistry.
It's the chem. And it's I gotta give most of the credit to Donnie. That's why I gave him MVP with Altman, because he beasted it. But all right, guys, I'm Dom.
I'm Jamie.
And this was Cutting Room Floor.